All your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny, look, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, Vic.
How you doing, baby?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. All right, so a big show today. I mean, an enormous show Ken has put together for us today, including 2 World War II veterans.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Did you get that? World War II veterans. Holy cow, man.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And there's a great event coming up called We'll Meet Again, a tribute in song and story to World War II, happening in Arnold. We'll give you much more information about that when the veterans come in. Ken, who is doing the Pledge of Allegiance today?
Our good buddy Dave Stouffer, listener Dave.
Love Dave. Go ahead, my brother. Whoosh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now listen.
Nope.
Listen, I swear to God, I don't know why, how, or when they do it, but the big trending thing over the weekend is Donald Trump is dead.
Right.
What in the actual hell is wrong with them?
They have nothing else. I mean, if you have nothing else, if you're clinging to a little wire by your pinky and there's nothing else, you're just going to keep clinging to that.
I mean, I never saw Biden is dead ever on Trump.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Biden's
yeah.
dead.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
they had impersonators and everything else, but it was just as silly then too, I thought.
Donald Trump in the Hall of Presidents photos has a picture of him as 45. An auto pen, a picture of the auto pen for 46, and then him for 47.
He's known by many names.
We, the people are in charge. We are going to save our republic.
Nikki Two Shows, Schroer the Thrower. Twitter trolls love to hate him.
We love Vic Porcelli so much.
He's Nick Schroer, Missouri State Senator.
Good morning, State Senator, heavy metal Senator Nick Schroer. How you doing, baby?
I'm wonderful. You boys are just having too much fun on this fake Tuesday.
It's only 9:09. Just wait till an hour from now.
I know.
We'll be laughing like little girls. Okay, so the governor hit the special session. I love how he did it on Friday. I used to work with a guy who said that they do it on Fridays, so nobody can really talk about it during the week. He used to call that taking out the trash, doing it on Friday. So special session, how was it? IP, you want to talk about IP first?
Yeah, I'll talk about it all because I am thrilled that we're going back into session. A lot of people, especially after Labor Day, aren't really excited to go back to work. But I will tell you, working for the people, it is an honor and a privilege. And now seeing that the governor's working with the Trump administration, the governor's working with the Freedom Caucus. The Freedom Caucus is the only group of misfits that said, hey, what are we doing here? We got a supermajority Republican Party. Let's get back into session to do congressional redistricting, which should have been done in 2022, and initiative petition reform, which should have been done a decade ago.
Oh, my God. You know what? The initiative petition, I mean, what people do on the left is so wrong and disingenuous. I say it all the time. I'm sure people are sick of hearing me. You walk into a Walmart, there's a guy with or a woman with a clipboard. Hi, would you like to sign a petition for women's health? Oh, yeah. What are you going to do for women's health? Oh, we're going to kill their babies. Oh, okay. That's not women's health, is it?
No.
And hopefully that is going to stop because what the governor is calling on, we've seen this time and time again over the past decade, is exactly what you said, lying to voters, deceiving voters to get their signature. I remember specifically, this is kind of my first introduction into it, when Clean Missouri was being pushed by none other than George Soros and left-wing radicals from New York and California pouring millions into our state. There was a group in Lake St. Louis, a bunch of homeowners and elderly folks that were just trying to protect their communities. They called me and said, hey, a couple days ago, we had this meeting. This person came in and said that Clean Missouri, it's all about getting ethics in politics, getting out the corruption and stopping legislators from becoming lobbyists. Okay, well, there's a lot more to that. They said, well, we found out, and we asked about it when we were there. They said, no, this has nothing to do with redistricting. It has nothing to do with the only Democrat at the time, the state auditor, having the ability to change these districts. So we want to take our name off of there. And it was a crazy time to just get their names pulled off of there. And I don't even know if they did. So, this initiative petition reform is going to keep the threshold initially at 50% plus one. However, and this is key, you have to get a majority in the majority of the congressional districts. So we've seen Clean Missouri, minimum wage increases, Obamacare expansion, marijuana, bingo, putting that into our Constitution. All of these things get passed in St. Louis and Kansas City, these Democrat strongholds, and nowhere else. And we're saying, look, if you want to change our Constitution, we're still giving you the access to that. Let's not do it fraudulently, because there's some prongs in there that the governor put in there. He's got a piece that says that you have to have the entirety of what you're trying to change in the Constitution, not just that little tiny ballot summary that's, a paragraph long. We need the entirety. If it's 40 pages, if it's 100 pages, it has to be on site, but it has to pass in a majority of the congressional districts to go into our Constitution.
And you know what's amazing about this redistricting thing, Nick? And it shouldn't be amazing to me because they do it every time. They're so hypocritical. But the left is trying to guilt us into not doing any redistricting when they've been doing it for decades. And we should have been doing this in advance. We should have been doing this for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, guilt is a good word. I tend to use other words that they kick and scream and call us every ism, every single name in the book, and try to intimidate us. But guess what? I'm a little history buff, and when you go and grab the Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky, or you grab the Communist Manifesto, these tactics are what the Democrats do, and these tactics are in the Communist Manifesto. These bullying tactics and trying to get us to submit. And I thank God for a time, and you guys have called it, go on the offensive. I've been saying it, stand and fight. And now we finally have Republicans that are saying, yeah, I'm tired of your pity party. I'm tired of you saying, one side of your mouth that this isn't good for democracy and we shouldn't be doing this. But at the same time, you're applauding Governor Pritzker and Newsom and all of these other Democrats that are shutting out conservative voices across America. Grow up. And, guess what? That's how we're going to finally take back our country, take back our state, take back this republic, is standing and fighting just like the greatest generation did.
And Vic, Nick said it, being on the offensive, and that's what we need to do. When they say, how dare you? We say, we dare.
We dare. We must. But what about what's with bingo?
It's in the Constitution.
What does that mean?
It was changed by way of bingo, not the dog. Bingo, the game, is in our Constitution. So if you want to change how bingo is regulated and how bingo is made lawful in the state of Missouri, one of the first hearings I had back in 2017 when I was a brand new House member, we're talking about initiative petition or a ballot initiative to go through the House and the Senate to make some changes to the way bingo is ran in the state of Missouri. And I'm sitting here scratching my head thinking, what are we doing? We've got taxes we need to cut. At the time, we had crazy amounts of crime spreading all over the place. So many other priorities, and we're spending our time on bingo. And my eyes were open in 2017 that the initiative petition process is so lax, it's so easy that anytime the Democrats can't find somebody in the state legislature, the supermajority Republican Party, to pass their priorities, they spend a little bit of money and they put it on the ballot. And since then, that's how we've had to go back and back and back to change things like bingo or marijuana. I know there's some things circulating right now to make changes to the marijuana program. And look, let's do it statutorily. Let's allow the legislature to say, okay, the people have spoken. They want a lawful marijuana program or a medical marijuana program, but you didn't think these things through. And I applaud the governor at saying, okay, well, if we're going to have this initiative petition program, let's have a public comment period before it goes to the voters so we can actually see, like the legislature would, the ins and the outs. If we're missing something, the pros and the cons of all of these things that are being proposed before they get stuck into our Constitution.
I'm still a little stupid here, Nick. They've been playing bingo at churches forever. I mean, what is exactly the issue?
I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why they push this. This is well before my time, but I know that if you want to make any changes to who can supervise or who can run a game of bingo or how it's done and certain payouts and all the different regulations behind it, you got to go back to the Constitution, because that's where it is.
I guess it is gambling, right? It's a form of gambling. Bingo.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But it's a little crazy that
I know.
the U.S. Constitution doesn't have any of that malarkey in there, to paraphrase Joe Biden. But the Missouri Constitution has dang near everything from marijuana, bingo, all sorts of craziness, which does not belong in the Constitution. This is me getting on my
do it, baby. Climb up there.
Speaker stump speech.
Yeah, climb up.
No, I think that there is a path for the initiative petition process in our state, but the way that it's been manipulated and bought out, I thought this is what the Democrats were against for so many years: corruption and out-of-state spending. I hear all the time when somebody big donates to a campaign. I forget who it was a couple of years ago. When I was in the Missouri House, somebody was donating to a couple different legislators, and the Democrats went crazy. And I started waving the flag saying, what about initiative petition reform? Because back then it was just George Soros as the big boogeyman, or Michael Bloomberg as the big boogeyman. Now they've added another one. This guy, Hans, I can't even pronounce his last name. He's a billionaire from Switzerland who's been pouring in millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, most notably to change Amendment 3, which threw out all of the pro-life laws, all of them, whether they were passed by Democrats or Republicans, including the ability for women, if they're maimed or killed in an abortion, to seek redress of their injuries or have their family seek redress of their injuries by way of the 7th Amendment. So it's getting crazy out there. But thank God, Governor Kehoe, and I know a lot of people on social media are scratching their heads because he might not have been your first, second, or even third choice for a Republican governor, but he's getting the job done. He's actually working with the Trump administration, the Freedom Caucus, to say, guys, enough is enough. This is getting beyond me. There are ballot measures circulating right now that would create a fourth branch of government. And a lot of people are saying, what do you mean by that? It would take away the ability for the legislature to ever amend anything that goes through a ballot initiative process. So bingo, marijuana, abortion, all of these things would be off limits. And then what's next? Guns. Michael Bloomberg is already zeroing in and setting his targets on Missouri to take away your guns and use all of these school shootings, these mental health crises with these trans school shooters. He's going to use that to his advantage and say, look, we need a ballot initiative, take away your guns in the state of Missouri, or your kids are going to be next.
All right. So tell me about the discussion about redistricting.
Well, it's the same discussion I had back in 2022.
Yeah.
We should have been doing this back in 2022. I've been talking to a lot of legislators who may not have been in the building at the time, and they're thinking, what are we doing? This should wait another 10 years because I've got a bill that's coming. Yeah, they're great. This is a special session. Your bills aren't coming up until next year. But what is coming up soon is the midterms. And we already know that the Democrats are going to lie, cheat, and steal to take away power from Donald J. Trump and indict him and impeach him once again and bully us into submission. We can't have that. And when you look around all of the other states, talk about democracy. The Democrats talk about democracy all the dang time. What about the voices that have been silenced in a number of states, about 8 to 10 different states, where conservatives, Republicans, typically come out at about 42 to 48% of the vote, and they have zero representation in Congress? That is wrong in and of itself. But looking at Missouri specifically, back in 2022, my map that the leadership, or the lack thereof at the time, threw it out. It basically said, look, we're cutting too many districts to make these concessions for Democrats. And I know on the St. Louis side of the state, the Voting Rights Act, it's a federal law that shows that we have to have at least this one over here. This one district has to be where the minorities are the majority. Okay. So that's going to be a Democrat seat. But the rest of them, we should have compact, contiguous, keep the communities together, so the representatives represent those areas and not a party per se. And by doing that, it would have cut out the Emanuel Cleaver seat. Instead, the Republicans in 2022, let this sink in, the Republican supermajority in 2022 bent the knee to Democrats and gerrymandered a special district to keep Emanuel Cleaver so the Democrats wouldn't filibuster in the Missouri Senate.
Wow.
The time is changing. We're getting rid of the gerrymandering. We're going back to putting these communities back intact. St. Charles County, under the current map, was cut in half. Warren County was cut in half. And so many other counties were cut in half to appease the Democrats on the western side of the state. We're bringing those communities back together. We're making the map make sense. We're making Missouri values a priority, which will be represented in Washington, D.C. by our Congress people in Missouri.
You know, Ken, I don't want to get into the weeds like we did last week, but there are states where it's 48% of the population is Republican, 0 seats. I mean, we see that all up and down the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah.
And to me, in those states, sounds to me, I know it sounds a little hokey, but taxation without representation. What the hell?
Sounds like it to me.
I don't know. All right, Nick, stand and fight Sunday night, 6 to 8. That's it.
It's going to be a special show. We're going to Dallas this week for the Freedom Caucus Summit. It's my first one as the chair. And we're getting stuff done. We're getting things done. We've also got St. Charles Patriot Radio, but tune in to Stand and Fight, 6 to 8 p.m. for a swift kick in the rear with common sense and humor.
And being on the offensive.
That's right. Be on the offensive.
Amen. God bless you, boys.
God bless you, Nick Schroer.
There's our heavy metal senator, Nick Schroer. And he's got a great show.
Yeah.
All right. So, Vic for Vets, the Vic for Vets initiative is a wide-ranging spectrum of things we want to do for veterans.
For our veterans, yeah.
You know, who just risk their life for your freedom. Nothing, nothing too big. And there's a big event coming commemorating VJ Day 80 years ago. We'll meet again is what it's called. The World War II tribute in song and story, Sunday, September 7th at the Arnold VFW Post 2593 on Church Road in Arnold. And we're going to talk to a real-life superhero, Ken.
Yeah.
A real-life superhero whose name happens to be Corporal Tom Lacey. He's in our lobby. He's a World War II veteran, and we're going to talk to him at 9:41. Coming up next, I heard it on the X on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, #1 for live and local conservative talk.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
In my life, I had a guardian angel by my side. I called her Mamaw. She loved the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. She was a woman of very deep Christian faith. But she also loved the F word.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Who doesn't love the F word?
Right.
My goodness. Okay. So your roof is something that okay, let me put this in terms of me, okay? My roof is something I will never see. I will never see the roof of my home. Right there live in person.
Well, you're standing on it.
Never.
Never.
But I have to make sure I say this the right way because I can see the roof because Rob Connor has this thing. It's like it's time-stamped and Google Map.
And GPS, yes.
Right? And so the GPS is a better way to say it. And so that's exactly what your roof looks like. No questions asked. This is the time. This is the place. And this is the time to do it with Connor Roofing. So everything could be fine, too. You know, they could look at it and say, no, you're good. Call us in a year or something or after a storm, and we'll let you know if anything changes. Honest estimates, quality work, great customer service, great partners with us. We love talking about them. Just go to ConnorRoofing.com, CONNER roofing.com.
Larry Connors here. Is your home ready for the chilly months ahead? Renewal by Andersen has a buy one, get one 50% off window event. And if you qualify, 18 months, no payments, 0 interest. Not sure if it's the right time? Renewal makes it easy. No obligation window inspection. Just find out what new windows might cost when you're ready. No pressure, no hassle. And remember, no one but Renewal by Andersen can offer Fibrex, the proprietary window frame material, 200% stronger than vinyl. Means durability, efficiency, beauty that lasts every season. What are you waiting for? Call 877-WINDOWS or visit rbastl.com and get your consultation. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products. Exceptional service.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Like Ferguson in the morning. I keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion.
St. Louis is #1 for conservative talk.
NewstalkSTL.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken. Vic can make oleo. Ken can't pronounce oleo. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Not that hard.
It is for me.
That's because you're not Italian.
You get that right.
I'm Italian, so President Trump loves Italians. Okay, coming up at 9:41, real life superhero. And superheroes don't always wear capes, but you know what they do wear? A uniform of the United States military.
Yeah.
And we've got one in our lobby right now we're going to talk to in just a little bit. So don't miss that, okay? All right, right now it's time for I Heard It on the X.
Anywhere, y'all. Everywhere, y'all. I heard it on the X.
All right. Ken and I just kind of scroll through X and see what we can find to read to you. And I'll start with the unfortunately a death in the Hollywood world. Graham Greene, if you've ever heard of him. And when I saw his face, the first thing I thought of was the show 1883, which is one of the prequels to Yellowstone. And McGraw, Tim McGraw's character meets him. He's an Indian. He plays an Indian. And I don't know, but that's one of the things he did. He did many. But Lou Diamond Phillips on X over the weekend says, heartbroken, terribly saddened to hear of the passing of Graham Greene at only 73. From Wolf Lake to Longmire, we had a beautiful friendship. An actor's actor, one of the wittiest, wiliest, warmest people I've ever known. Iconic and legendary. R.I.P. my brother. So he was a good actor for sure.
Yeah, when I saw the picture that you sent me, I was like, immediately knew who that was.
Yeah, right. But what's his name?
Right.
He's that guy in that movie.
And that's usually some of the best actors are like that.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Charles Durning. Right. Yeah. Never really had a starring role, but oh my God, he made The Sting. He made so many movies that he just made it. He made the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. I love this one, Ken. This one is a post from St. Louis woman, America First. That's her name on X. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Caught lying. Mark Maxwell claims hundreds of people are there. Eyewitnesses confirm around 50 to 60 senior citizens, media, and the rest are nonprofits looking for donations.
Why? Why do they do that?
He's the worst. Mark Maxwell is the absolute worst.
Is that NBC or
KSDK?
KSDK, yeah.
He interviewed Josh Hawley a couple of years ago, and Josh Hawley gave an answer and just smiled after he said it. And he goes, "Oh, you're not taking this seriously? Is this something to laugh about?" I'm like, "Slow your horses down, okay?
Slow down."
Local journalist, local political journalist. He's the biggest liar ever. So you heard on the morning show this morning. They were saying, the left was saying that the crowd at this protest for redistricting against Mike Kehoe, somewhere in between 300 and 1,000. Who estimates like that in between 300 and 1,000?
300 million.
You know what I mean?
Between 300 and a million.
Say, 400 or 500, something like that. They don't say
Somewhere
between
around there.
3 and 1,000.
Right.
There were 50 people there. Most of them old people. Nothing against old people. I am one. And senior citizens and nonprofits looking for donations. So Mark Maxwell, Channel 5, just a great big liar. Okay. Ian, I don't know how to say his last name. I'm going to say Jaeger because it looks like the Jägermeister bottle.
I would say that. That's
Jaeger, right?
That's a good guess, yeah.
Ian Jaeger. Breaking. Actress Robin Wright announces that she's leaving the United States.
Who is that?
Jen A. from Forrest Gump.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you always say, why do you have to announce that you're leaving?
Why?
Just leave.
Okay, you're gone.
Get out of here. There's plenty of flights. Get out.
Bye.
USA News. J.D. Vance. This is a quote from J.D. Vance. Ken, this is so important. The threat to Europe is not Russia or China, but Europe itself, which has lost its fundamental values. We talk all the time about Islam. They're not they're not good, friendly people, Ken. They're just not.
No, and they're starting to fight back. I think this weekend we saw a lot of videos of actual people from Great Britain,
right.
people from the UK. They're marching and they're saying, "Look, you can't come in here and just blindly act like you're going to rape every one of our kids." Because that's what they're doing. They're doing gang rapes of the children in the UK, and they're not doing anything about it. They're saying, well, that's kind of their religion. Well, no, get out of here. Leave.
What a shame. And England's such a beautiful country. And
yeah.
Beautiful people and beautiful accents, and not that the accents have anything to do with it. I just love a British accent. And they're all going to be, women are all going to be wearing burqas and, all that stuff. Right, one more. Gunther, we love Gunther. Gunther Eagleman always seems to end up on, I heard it on the X.
Yeah.
He says, Jerry Nadler is retiring. Ken, how many times do you think somebody who was, campaigning for or supporting Jerry Nadler held the sign that said, "Go Nadler,
go Nadler, go
Nadler, go Nads, go Nadler."
He should have retired so long ago.
He is the worst.
And it's not just him. It's on the Republican side and the Democrat side. Some of these people should not be continuing their careers in being legislators. It's something.
And not all of them are old. That should, and they're
no.
Jasmine Crockett is the best example.
Oh.
Since we mentioned her name, Ken, you want to let everybody hear her newest accent, number 8?
Yes. This is now, Vic, keep in mind to everybody, this is just a reminder about Jasmine Crockett and what she's up to.
And let's also remind people, this is a graduate of MICDS and Rosati Kane.
Right.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America.
So far, so good.
I'm sorry, that was the wrong one.
How about number 8?
Yeah, that would be good. This is Jasmine Crockett.
Go ahead.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you. And the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in.
The wives is being messy and petty.
Can you play the beginning of?
First of all, it's good to see you in the new.
Well, it doesn't matter. Go
ahead. New year. No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy.
Stop. These people, they are crazy.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy.
That's how fake and phony
These
is.
people.
Well, these people,
right?
And then they are crazy
Because they always talk about
how.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's got to remember, if she wants to do the ghetto thing, that she's got to stay on it.
Right.
Because she was on board with Day Crazy.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about.
They always talk about.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
So you're either ghetto or you're Rosati Kane.
Yeah.
You're one or the other.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How Christian they is.
How Christian they is. So I'm just thinking back to her school days at Rosati Kane.
Yeah.
The final exam for English. And then she writes, how Christian they is. And
well, she would actually, day is.
Right. Sorry. Right. And then the teacher would go, okay, Jasmine, so how Christian Day is? When exactly does that mean? Okay, you pass. That didn't happen.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced.
You know how many of them on their side?
Right.
You either got to do the ghetto or you don't do the ghetto.
Right,
one or the other.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you. And the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in.
The wives is being messy and petty.
I bet that didn't go too well on the English final either.
I don't think so.
Any more?
No.
Okay, good. I'm done. They and they. It's one or the other. You got to pick.
Stay in there. If you're in the pocket, if you're doing the acting role, stay in it.
Stay in your ghetto lane,
right?
Or stay in your good grammar lane. One or the other.
And you picked that up because you're an actor, actually.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, when you're in character, you don't want to fall out of character.
You're right,
and,
Ken.
and it makes a good actor when you stay in your pocket.
Since you brought it up, can I have 30 seconds to talk about a guy I
Absolutely.
know, a friend of mine that passed away? His name is Kevin Jones, and there was a little theater company at oh my God, the park on Olive. Schroer, no, not Schroer Park. Oh my God. Anyway, where the Carousel House is and the Butterfly House. So the Carousel House. Oh my God, what's the name of the park? Anyway, we would put on plays in the party room, like the kids would have the birthday party. We would use that room. And, you know, if we had 7,500 people, we jumped up and down for joy. It was great, you know. And Kevin was the music director for a musical called King of Hearts, which was written by a local guy here in St. Louis. And it was such a funny play. And I had to sing in it again. I mean, there was only one song I had to sing. And he was so patient with me. Like, he really wanted to kill me and shoot me
Right.
and put a bullet in my head.
Yeah.
But he was so patient, and he got me through it, and we got through it, and I got through it in the play. It was a great time. And he also, when we did Rocky Horror show.
Oh.
And he was Dr. Scott in the wheelchair.
Okay.
And he was great. He was a great Dr. Scott.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to miss you, Kevin Jones. All right. Coming up next, a real-life superhero right in our studio. He is Corporal Tom Lacey, who joined the Army in 1943. 1943. He's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
On News Talk STL.
So you're going to hear very soon a news story. Radio personality's wife strangles him because there's a tree, the only tree in our front yard. The leaves are falling off it. They're yellow and brown and falling. And, you know, I'm looking, it's like August, you know, I'm like, what the hell? So Ken said, well, call Stan and get it going. Have I done that? No.
Well, you need to.
I know. But if I don't and the tree dies, that's where the strangulation comes in.
Right.
And Stan will come in with his proprietary system for fixing your tree and saving your tree. He's like the tree doctor. And if he can save it, he'll save it. If he can't save it and he has to remove it, then guess what? The money you put up towards saving it will go towards removing it. It's a great company. He's a great guy. He's a hoot. We've had him in here.
Oh, yeah. And he's a good conservative, too.
Oh, no doubt about that. No doubt. Locally owned and operated. And you can get them on the phone at 314-440-3662 or at rootsplusllc.com. That's rootsplusllc.com.
Yo, this is Vic. Vic for Vets is proudly honoring our veterans. Every Wednesday at 11:05, you'll hear about that day's honoree and their incredible service to our country.
Hi, it's Ken. You want to nominate a veteran? Send their name, service information, and story to me, Ken, at NewstalkSTL.com.
Brought to you by Heroes Care, Alamo Military Collectibles, and Monocle's Pizza.
Together, let's celebrate the heroes in our community. Vic for Vets, where honor meets gratitude.
The Napoli heritage of fine dining continues with Napoli Kirkwood. Napoli Kirkwood, now open. So add that to Cafe Napoli in Clayton, Napoli 2 in Town and Country, Napoli 3 in St. Charles, right next door to Napoli C. And don't forget about Napoli Brothers Pizza and Pasta in the district, Chesterfield Valley. All of those locations, plus now, open Napoli Kirkwood.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
I'm Newt Gingrich, and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. All right, good morning. Welcome to it, 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. It's like a superhero convention in this studio right now because we've got two superheroes. The Vic for Vets initiative, if you want to know what that's about, these two guests that we have in here is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And closest to me is Petty Officer George Kurt Davison. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Thank you for serving.
Well, thank you.
You are truly a superhero. Anybody who serves this country are superheroes. I'm just a fat radio guy. That's on my resume.
And especially the greatest generation right there.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
I was 18 when I went in.
Wow. And that was in 1943?
Yes.
And Corporal Tom Lacey is with us as well. Tom, thank you for serving.
You're very welcome.
When did you join the Army? When did you join the Army?
In 1943.
Okay.
Summer of 43. Right out of high school.
Yeah. So it was only 2 years after Joe DiMaggio hit his 56-game hitting streak, right? And you know, some of the Major League Baseball players we never talk about served in the Army. Ted Williams, right? He served three years in World War II, and then another 2 or 3 years in Korea. I don't know. You guys are just amazing. So, Kurt, you were in the Navy,
Right.
so where were you in the Pacific Theater?
Oh, it started out in the Atlantic for 4 months, then went to Pacific for a couple of years.
2 years after Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
And the country was behind you 100%, right?
Right.
And there's a
It was
little difference now than then, right?
big difference.
Yeah. Tell us about the difference.
Well, it was, well, we were attacked, so it was the thing to do.
Yeah. Well, it was the right thing to do. And Tom, you were in the Army also in 1943. My dad, by the way, joined the Army at 17 in 1944. He was involved in the D-Day invasion and all that. He died like 20 years ago, but you know, he's one of my heroes too, like you guys are. So where were you?
I was in Europe.
European theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we landed at Le Havre, walked out of the LST, and from then on just straight east.
Yeah.
Until we hit the Germans.
So you guys were just kids, right? You were 18, 19 years old. Were you scared to be that far from home in a foxhole?
I wouldn't say scared. When you're that young. Right. When you're 18, you're never scared.
I love that. I love that.
Life's just an adventure.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the way I looked at it. And I think most young guys do it.
When you're 18, you're invincible, right? You can't.
Yeah,
Nothing.
right. Nothing's going to happen to you.
Right.
It's all, the bad things always happen to the other guy. Yeah.
So, Tom, if you can go back to the moment that you decided to go into the armed service to serve for your country, what was that feeling like? What were you thinking at that moment?
Well, at that time, most guys wanted to get in. And I did too. Yeah, read the newspapers and you want to get into it. It's crazy, but that's the way it was. And I don't remember ever seeing anybody that really didn't want to go.
Right.
A lot of guys did a lot of crazy things to get in at a young age, you know.
So you guys were just waiting to get old enough to enlist, right?
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. That was it. Mm-hmm. Well, the day after I graduated high school, I went down to the naval headquarters and joined because the next day they were going to draft me.
Oh, I see.
And
So you wanted to pick where you went. That makes sense.
You
That's
got
smart.
to pick, right.
Yeah. So where did you grow up?
Long Island, New York.
Ah, I'm from New Jersey.
Is that right?
How you doing? How about you? Where'd you grow up?
Wheaton, Illinois.
Oh, that's closer, a lot closer here.
Yeah.
So where was the naval place, the enlistment place where you signed up?
It was down on Church Street in Manhattan.
Okay. And they asked you how old you were. Were you truly old enough?
Yeah, I was old enough.
Because my father lied. He said he was 18 and he was 17.
Yeah.
Guys do that. How about you, Tom? When you signed up, did they ask how old you were, all that stuff? You ever been convicted of crime or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. But I came from a good town and good high school, very good.
And when you went, did they come out to see you off? Did the town come out to see you off?
Oh, no.
What the hell?
No.
Everybody was going in.
Did they have a parade for you when you came back?
No.
What the hell is going on, Wheaton, Illinois?
Hey, George. So you were you were an electrician, right?
Right.
Okay, and so you got into it, and they said, "Hey, do you know how to do electricity?" And then you started working in the service in electricity.
Well, you went to boot camp,
Ugh.
and they had aptitude tests, and they said I should be in engineering or something.
Wow.
Well, when I went to high school, I didn't take it.
Right. It's okay.
Nobody does, though.
Worked out.
So then I went to electrician school in Detroit. Then I was signed to USS Rudder, a destroyer escort built in the Philadelphia Navy Yard.
Wow.
And it was a new model, turbo electric. And I was an electrician that did work on motors and stuff, but my main job was like a pilot on a plane.
Wow.
I piloted the ship.
That's great.
It was a great ship because we hunted submarines, protected troop ships.
Wow. And I'm sorry, this was the Pacific Theater, right?
Right.
Okay. So obviously Iwo Jima, was our big victory there. How did you help that? How did you help the whole takeover of Iwo Jima?
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it.
Oh, come on, Kurt. I don't believe it.
That was Ken. Our buddy Ken. But we were in New Guinea, Borneo.
Wow.
All through the Philippines. Leyte, when they had the last big naval battle at Leyte.
So you saw combat?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then, our last main duty was escorting troop ships from Manila to Okinawa. They were
Wow.
bringing all the troops up there to invade Japan.
Yeah.
Then they dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
But we went back to the Lincoln Gulf, and that's when the kamikaze planes came in.
Yeah. Tom, how about you? Did you see what am I trying to say? Were you in battle?
Oh, yeah. The whole time.
Oh my God.
From the time I got on to the Harv to the time I was coming back,
Yeah.
it was combat all the
For
way.
3 straight years.
It was about 7 months.
Uh-huh.
It's a relatively short time, but we saw 3 battles. In fact, it turned into 4 later
Mm.
when the Cologne plane, I think they found out, they realized that was an actual battle, and they added that on. But things never got very quiet. We were, you might say, under fire all the time.
Right.
But it was a very good division.
Of course, yeah.
A very smart General Lauer. He had been in that same area, believe it or not, in World War I.
Oh my God.
So he came back home, more or less.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So take us back to December 16th, 1944, when you were awoken by heavy barrage at the start of the Battle of the Bulge.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Oh, boy. Well, I have been having the company radio. There's only one in each company. I was very close to the first sergeant and the company commander. So I was only, my foxhole was only about 30 feet, I think, from the main foxhole. And I'd only been up maybe half hour, not more than that, when all hell broke. I mean, it was a barrage. And it lasted at least a half hour, but I'm reading comments on many people how it is an hour and a half. I never did find out for sure what it really was, but it was a hell of a long time.
You know, they say there's no atheists in a foxhole.
You're right.
Right.
I'm sure you guys can attest to that. Tom, Vic mentioned the Battle of the Bulge. You know, we've always read about it and heard about it from a 35,000 foot view. But being there, weather conditions, for example, can you tell us a little bit about that? The moments you're there and the weather conditions that happen.
Well, the weather was about 33 degrees.
How about that?
It stayed just cold enough to give the main troops trench foot.
Yeah.
That was our biggest problem. It was terrible. We were sending people back every day with trench foot. And I had a friend from Florida. He was, I thought, overaged, really. But he had pleurisy, and he had to have heat. Well,
that's bad, pleurisy.
That's bad. The only thing is, he knew how to fix it, and he was good at it. He could make a fire out of steel. I never saw a guy.
You get resourceful when you have to, right?
He always had a fire going as a foxhole.
Man.
But he was an unusual guy. So he went back one time for aspirin or something. And he said, when he came back, he said, I was getting aspirin, and this guy comes in with the most beautiful case of trench foot you ever saw.
Oh boy. Holy cow.
That was a sure.
That's so funny. Aspirin was all there was back then. There's no Tylenol or
right.
ibuprofen. Aspirin was it.
Hey, Kurt, you were in the Navy. My dad was in the Navy, by the way.
Right.
He was in the Korean War. You were a part of a destroyer, Rudderau?
A destroyer escort.
And you guys hunted subs, right?
Subs.
That's so cool.
Protect the troop ships.
I love that.
Was our main duty.
You know what? You guys are just amazing. We have this thing. My name's Vic. We've met, right? My name's Vic.
Right.
And we have this initiative that we call Vic for Vets. And we do different things. We went down to the Jefferson Barracks when the Vietnam Wall, the mobile wall was there.
Oh, right.
This is my uncle here, by the way.
Uncle Chuck died in Vietnam. And so you're part of it. You're a part of Vic for Vets because we respect and revere you guys like you can't believe. I would have saluted you when you came in, but I didn't serve, so I didn't earn that right to salute. So I will not.
And I never had the honor either. And so we just want to try and highlight you guys because you are you're our veterans. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
You're our heroes. You're our
Well,
heroes.
there's not too many of us left.
I know.
Yeah, they're getting short.
Yeah.
Because there were, during the war, 16 million servicemen and women.
Yeah. How old are you?
100.5.
Tom, how old are you?
105 months.
Oh, like
They
he,
count
just-
by
he
the
wants to
months.
be younger than him. I'm the youngster here.
Yeah,
I'm only
you're the
105
youngster.
months.
Yeah.
So great. So the big event is called We'll Meet Again, a World War II tribute in song and story. And, you know, like Kurt said, there's not a whole lot of them left. So if you want to see guys who the greatest generation and, you know, the big one, World War II, my friend.
And so what we're going to do, Vic, in a minute here, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to hold these guys over and then have Dr. George come on and talk more about the event itself, and then hear more from our veterans.
Yeah. So World War II tribute and song and story called We'll Meet Again. It's Sunday, September 7th, and it's from 4 to 7 o'clock at the Arnold VFW Post 2593 on Church Road in Arnold. $20. I mean, it's only $20.
Right.
To celebrate our biggest heroes that we've ever met, you know. I mean, we've met lots of veterans doing this job. You know, Ken and I are doing this job, and we meet lots of veterans. Never a World War II veteran.
And we'll cover more about this event.
Absolutely, yeah.
After the break.
Yep. Coming up next, more with real-life superheroes. George Kurt Davison from the United States Navy and Corporal Tom Lacey from the Army. Both World War II veterans. I'm sorry, I should have put Kurt's picture up there while he was talking. That's him right there. Right after the news, we'll be back on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Whoosh.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros, your all-in-one gutter service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. We discovered Gutter Pros a few years ago when we bought our home and inherited a gutter issue that was on the road to becoming a potentially big problem, but thanks to Gutter Pros was stopped before causing any major damage. They've also repaired the siding on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros are also the best for siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros can help your home at gutterpros.com.
Attention all gun enthusiasts. Don't miss the big Lincoln County Gun Show, September 5th through 7th at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Troy, Missouri. With over 450 tables of pistols, handguns, rifles, long guns, shotguns, ammo, and more. The fun starts Friday, September 5th at 4 and continues all weekend. Admission is just $10 and good for the entire weekend. Kids 12 and under get in free with discounts for veterans and first responders. The big Lincoln County Gun Show at the Troy, Missouri KC Hall the weekend of September 5th. More info at bkpromotions.us.
As you know, Vincent's is not just my favorite jeweler. Vincent's is my only jeweler. And I was in recently looking at lab-grown diamonds. These are not glass. They are actual diamonds, but they cost a fraction of a natural diamond. You can check them out at Vincent's.com, or better yet, see these lab-grown diamonds in person. You're going to be amazed at the beauty and the price. Vincent's Jewelers. Vincent'sJewelers.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Now that he has taken a big bite out of crime in Washington, D.C., President Trump would like to do the same thing in Chicago, but the prospect angers Democrat city and state leaders. Mayor Brandon Johnson telling a protest rally, no federals in the city of Chicago. What some have referred to as lawfares, jeopardizing the Trump tariffs.
A federal appeals court has ruled that Donald Trump illegally used emergency powers to impose sweeping tariffs, but left them in place for now. The court said the president wasn't legally allowed to declare national emergencies and impose import taxes on almost every country. It's a major legal blow for the White House, and the president took notice. He wrote on social media that if allowed to stand, this decision would literally destroy the U.S. Greg Clugston, Washington.
China is hosting some of its key allies, including Russia, and from outward appearances, it seems that Moscow and Beijing are growing closer with each passing day. The BBC's Steve Lai is in Beijing.
There's been a flurry of diplomacy over the last 2 days. We saw the SCO summit, and now leaders are gathering here in Beijing for more talks. President Putin was speaking very fondly of President Xi, calling him a dear friend. Well, for his part, President Xi told Putin that China-Russia relations have withstood the test of international changes, adding that Beijing was willing to work with Moscow to promote what he called the construction of a more just and reasonable global governance system.
North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un is also in Beijing. President Trump is reportedly set to announce a relocation of U.S. Space Command from its temporary headquarters in Colorado to Alabama. That would reverse a Biden-era decision. That's according to two sources speaking with the AP. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 386 points, NASDAQ off 271. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-458-9469. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-458-9469. 800-458-9469. 800-458-9469.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
A weak weather disturbance nearby, spitting out a few spotty showers this morning, but the rain coverage is limited. Still, let's have the umbrella handy just in case. Otherwise, partly sunny, cooler than normal weather continues with highs in the low 80s this afternoon. Partly cloudy and dry tonight will drop to 63, and then tomorrow warmer, a high of 86, as we wait on the arrival of a cold front. Scattered showers and a few storms possible near that front late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and then much cooler Thursday. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. We're here with a couple of superheroes who both served in World War II. Do you understand? These guys are heroes. Corporal Tom Lacey from the Army from Wheaton, Illinois. We didn't even give him a parade when he came back from World War II. I got to talk to somebody in Wheaton. Say, what the hell are you doing? And Petty Officer George Kurt Davison from the Navy. I should mention that Tom was in the 99th Infantry Division, and Kurt was in the U.S. Navy USS Rudder Row as an electrician mate. Okay. So, Dr. George Despotis, grab a mic. So these guys, there's not too many left. So we have to honor them whenever we can. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. And, that's part of it. But honoring the guys that aren't with us is very important as well. And honoring what they achieved, which was to save humanity's freedom. And so that's the mission, really, and telling the stories so people understand what sacrifices they had to go through battle, losing buddies, losing arms and legs. And unfortunately, that battle's still raging today. But nevertheless, at this era, it was a huge, huge event.
We go to the movies and we see a movie like Saving Private Ryan, and the first 20 minutes of that movie was just a little bit too much for me. It really was. But that was what they lived or died. Right.
That's absolutely right. And there are just so many, whether it be on the sea lanes or in the battlefields or in the air. So many of our servicemen never made it back or made it back either traumatized physically or emotionally. And the good thing about that era is that when they came back, everybody was on the same page. They accepted them as heroes.
Of course.
That didn't necessarily happen in other eras like Vietnam.
Of course.
And that's tragic as well. But nevertheless, this generation, we lost probably 400,000 or 500,000. And when you think about it, the scope of World War II, 60 to 70 million people dying, men, women, and children. It's just a whole different level.
That counts Hiroshima, right? Those numbers count.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Ken?
Yeah, Dr. Despotis, you were a big part of that. We actually have a World War II memorial in Sunset Hills.
That's correct. Yes, we erected that. We dedicated it on June the 8th of this year. Right now, there's about 300 World War II veterans listed there. We have capacity for maybe another 100 and 150 more. So we are taking names, and there are things that we want to do with that memorial. We want to improve the seat wall so people can sit adequately. We want to be able to add those names. We want to actually set up a website so that any person coming over or a young person reads a name and then they can go to the website and say, get their story, understand where they served, see their pictures. And in some cases, we've got 2 books that I published, 120 local vets, Victory Through Valor, and then Rangers Led the Way at Fort Benning, 22 Rangers. And those, we have interviews on those guys. So the website would actually show you the interview and help you understand their stories and what they experienced. So education is a key component of this initiative.
It is.
You know, time goes on, right? That's how it works. And when you're that far from history, you don't really know the history as you would if you were living it while it was happening, right?
That's correct.
I mean, everybody got involved. Hollywood got involved, right? Warner Brothers cartoons made, morale building cartoons for the people. And the no TV at the time, right? So you went to the movies and you saw a Bugs Bunny cartoon and then a newsreel, right? Our boys in France, that kind of thing. And it was a different kind of America back then, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
It was, absolutely. And, I think that keep in mind that, we have a lot of books. We have a lot of video in terms of the battles and the raging violence that occurred. However, what we don't have is a lot of the personal accounts, and that was part of my mission, because understanding what a given veteran saw through his eyes, their experiences. If you look at, like you said, Saving Private Ryan, that beachhead was, hundreds of yards, but everybody had a different view. Everybody had a different experience, and capturing that and memorializing that for future generations is very important. And I think Tom,
yeah.
There's a period right after World War II. It was just fantastic. And most people, I don't think, remember that. But there were no automobiles built during World War II. So as a result, you pick people up, anybody. They were all friends.
Right. You could trust them.
Absolutely. You could trust anybody. I'm in Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's not the best place in the world sometimes for safety, but at those days, everybody was your friend.
Yeah.
It was just a wonderful time. And we used to, every Friday night, we'd go out to a local bar and grill and wait for guys to get out. They're coming in just about every week. Well, guys are coming back. It was so good, so much fun.
Kurt, not a more iconic photo than that sailor in Times Square grabbing the nurse.
Oh, right.
Kissing her at the end of the war, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was the kind of a spirit that America had back then.
Yeah.
That was true.
Right.
Yep. Then I figured the government paid me back because I went to college on a GI Bill.
Perfect. Yeah.
Exactly.
4 years.
I did the same.
My dad too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never would have gone if it wasn't for that.
Right. Well, like I said, it was a different time, Ken. It wasn't the America we know now. Okay, this is weird.
And this is something I wanted to say. You touched on just for a second. If we forget the past, we're bound to repeat it. And that was the horror of the Nazis back then. And we can repeat it today because there are young people that have never even thought of even reading about this. And they need to know this. And part of the education that Dr. George was talking about is so important.
Yeah. Well, people look at Hitler as a jerk, which he was. But really, he was our best friend. he made so many dumb mistakes. He shortened the war.
Really?
That
Okay.
bulge. I mean, we just let the pride and joy of the German army. They were good. They were good soldiers.
But Hitler was an idiot.
He got rid of everybody he had left in the bulge.
Right.
When we started capturing them, which is only about 3 or 4 days into it, we were capturing so much and so fast, we had to stack them standing up in 2.5-ton trucks.
Wow.
It's the only way we could transport them.
Wow.
But they were.
They had Russia on one side, the Allies on the other side, right?
They lost all those top troops.
Yeah.
In that crazy thing.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Right, right.
Because they were messing with you.
Yeah.
Pacific Theater, is that how that played out at the Pacific Theater too, or?
Pretty much. I think the Japanese were a little more cruel than the Germans.
Is that right?
That's what I've read. I've read that, yeah.
In what way? What way, Kurt?
I didn't want any part of that war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. That was a gentleman's war in Europe. By comparison, oh, gee.
Yeah, I mean, look what they did to those battalion soldiers.
Yeah.
Half of them died from marches.
Yeah.
You said they were cruel, and that really explains it. They were, except the Japanese soldiers I'm talking about.
Right.
They're trained that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. George.
I comment on that. I think part of it is what they call the samurai spirit. The samurai were the protectors. However, their motto was never to be captured. If you would better kill yourself before you get captured.
And they did, right?
And so when the GIs didn't have that initiative, then they tortured them because they weren't following the samurai spirit. The GIs didn't know about the samurai spirit, so they didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time, and I'm just if I'm a history buff, I don't know if I'm giving myself too much credit for saying I'm a history buff, but I love to watch history, and in all different ways, especially in entertainment. Like Abbott and Costello had Buck Bribetts, right? They were in the army, then Abbott Costello in the Navy. Everybody really did their best to let you guys know that we were thinking about you, Tom.
Yeah.
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 Yep. So
Vic Best has something to say.
I was going to get there.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Guys, I'm known as the Thunder Stealer.
Ken, Thunder Stealer.
If I'm going to say something, he'll say it first. He's a Thunder Stealer. So go ahead. Tell us all about the event.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Vic and Ken, for having us here. I'm so honored to be here with our good friends, Tom and Kurt and Dr. George Despotis.
It's our honor, by the way.
It is. We thank you for bringing them in.
So, yeah, we have this great event coming up this Sunday, and in commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II, we have VJ Day, and more importantly, to honor our vets, like George said earlier, not only the ones who perished, sacrificed for us, but for our freedom, but of the 5 wonderful World War II vets that will be in attendance at this wonderful event. And it's going to be fun. I'm so excited about it. It's been fun planning it. We're going to have an all-American fried chicken dinner catered by Porter's Chicken. And there's going to be a presentation, a talk. Dr. George and Lieutenant General Gary Huey will be our MC and a speaker as well. He's got this great booming voice. And then we're going to have a wonderful musical tribute show that will highlight songs from the 1940s.
Glenn Miller, Andrew Sisters, right?
Yes, yes, all those kinds of songs. And we'll have a 50-50 raffle, so bring your dollars. your cash. There'll be a cash bar, although the tickets include the meal and soft drinks. And
Can I just say something?
yes,
real quick?
sir.
Come ready to spend money. You know.
Yeah, I want you to spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, here's the thing. My husband and I, my husband, Dr. Sean Fitzmaurice, who we wanted to put on a program that would bring many people. So we kept the prices really low, and we had like a, what do they call it, a break even point. We knew that we had to get to a certain point of ticket sales, and boy, we're way beyond our goal. We're at 220 people right now.
Wow.
But if you want to come to this wonderful event, you have to really call me today. And I'm going to give you my phone number.
Write it down.
314-602-5406. You could text me or call me, but we will not be accepting anybody at the door because I have to order the catering tomorrow. So
that makes a lot of sense.
yes, but anyway.
You know, the 1940s were, Dr. George, I may need you for some of this. The 1940s were just such a great decade. You know, we won the war, music, baseball, you know, it was just such a great decade. And the music, you know, Glenn Miller. And Glenn Miller, by the way, In the Mood, you know the song In the Mood?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He went on a mission, a sortie, because he was in the Air Force, I guess, and he never came back. I don't think they found him.
No, never did.
Give him that mic, would you?
There we go.
No, they never did find him, and he was one of my favorites. Glenn Miller.
My mom and my dad too, sure.
Yeah.
My mom used to cut school to go watch Frank Sinatra sing at the Paramount Theater in Newark, New Jersey.
Well, I was at the Paramount Theater in Manhattan the first time Sinatra was on stage.
Yeah.
And they hired all these teenage girls to be there and screaming.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That wasn't real? That was all fake?
No.
Oh, Frankie.
And talking about the 40s, in 1947, I was at Ebbets Field when Jackie Robinson played his first game.
How about that?
Look at that.
For the
How
Brooklyn
about that?
Dodgers.
Wow.
I want to ask an off-topic question, to Tom, because you were at one point right before you became a military person. You were an innocent youngster, and you know, a Friday night, for example, you're 18 years old. What did you do? What were your thoughts?
That's a great question.
Before I went in?
Before military, yeah.
When you were a marauder.
Well, I love baseball. So I played baseball in the summertime. But I was getting into the service so fast, I couldn't join that year. And I was a little disappointed in that.
Okay.
But it was a good time.
Yeah. Kids were tougher back then than they are now, I think. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's because you were always outside being active.
Right. Not sitting around. Well, there was no TV to watch back then, but you know.
Oh.
Tom, what do you think?
You always looked at the good things, and there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I was from a small town, a small town atmosphere, and you pretty well knew everybody.
Everybody knew everybody's name, right?
Yeah.
The general store. Everybody went to the general store.
Yeah.
Bess, what are you thinking?
It was nice.
Well, I'm just feeling really, really good here, being with these fellas and you guys. But I wanted to mention one more thing. So we did keep the ticket prices very low, $20. You don't have to tip anybody. It includes your meal and your soft drinks.
Wow.
There is a cash bar available, but more importantly, we'll be I was mentioning that our break-even point. So anything beyond that for ticket sales is going to benefit St. Louis Honor Flight, a wonderful program that sends veterans that started off sending World War II veterans over to the memorials in D.C. And then they've moved on to, I guess, Korean War and Vietnam War. But during the event, we're going to be raising money for Gateway World War II Museum Foundation. And that is the foundation that George is the director of. Is that what you called? And the one that, erected that memorial he was talking about, and raising funds for that. And so, and the way you could do is direct donations that day with envelopes that we'll have available, or bring money, because George has these awesome World War II memorabilia items that are from combat. He could tell you what those are, but we're doing silent auction for those things, and then a few other cutesy things. But his stuff is really neat. George, why don't you just tell him a couple of things about those?
Well, we'll have signed hats, Class A hats. I'm going to have Tom and Kurt and Ken sign those. We have a couple binoculars, Marine Corps binoculars. We have several different things. A few books that we're going to have signed, my previously published books, as well as challenge coins from the Ranger Hall of Famers. And so there are a number of items like that.
Okay.
Some historically correct, but
So $20 to get in accounts dinner and soft drinks. Bring some money to spend, okay? And don't be cheap. So they can put it to the Gateway World War II a museum foundation. Is that right?
that's right. And my mother's trust, Olga Despotis Properties, just set up this this monument in Sunset Hills. However, in conjunction with First Community Credit Union. However, they have a joint mission basically, and so we believe that any donation to buy these things, these items, or whatever, will go to help achieve some of the other initiatives related to the monument.
Fantastic. Dr. George Despotis, thanks so much. Bess, thank you for coming in. You gentlemen, thank
Thanks.
you so much for stopping by. You know, you don't see too many World War II baseball caps anymore, so it's good to see a lot of Vietnam caps, right? But not a lot of World War II.
Right. 1,000,000 times thank you for your service to both of you.
Yeah. Well,
And
thank
Bess,
you.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kurt.
No, I was just saying thank you. I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate you. Can you give me that thing?
Yeah.
What's your question?
I just wanted you to, aren't they sharp as caps?
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
And that's from the Greek.
And the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church Greek Festival's happening now?
It happened this week.
Oh, I missed it. Damn it.
Pictures that the women and some men baked up for you.
All right. This is the Vic for Vets music you're listening to. This is all part of the Vic for Vets initiative. You too. Thank you so much. Tom, thanks for coming in. Kurt, thank you for coming in.
Such an honor. Such a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right. Stay away from the ladies. Stop chasing the ladies, you two. You hear me? Both of you guys. Stay out of trouble. All right? All right.
Too late for that.
Thank you, gentlemen.
No, I don't think so. Not when you're heroes like you guys
No.
are. We'll meet again, a World War II tribute to Song and Story, Sunday at the Arnold VFW Post in 2593 Church. I'm sorry, Post 2593 2301 Church Road in Arnold. That's this Sunday. All right, we'll be right back and we'll talk to Ward Clark from Red State. That's next on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
You've worked hard for your money, so protect it. Meet my friend Bob Leslie and ask about the Gain and Retain Plan. Leslie Consulting, 40 years in the St. Louis area as a leader in brokerage and risk management. Call 314-721-0066, 721-0066. Oh, and ask Bob how he was the LA Dodger #1 pick. LeslieConsulting.com.
Hey, it's Jamie Ullman here with my good friend Rob Very, St. Louis Bath and Renovation, STLBR.com, and you've got some things with which to wow our people.
Are you tired of cleaning on Saturdays? Let us help you out. Zero grout, zero maintenance products for you and your home.
And you want to talk to people.
Absolutely. You can find us at www.stlbr.com. Send us your info. Book a quick 5-minute phone call with us. We'll see if we're able to help you out.
St. Louis Bath and Renovation, supporting free, common sense, conservative radio, STLBR.com.
Thanks, Jamie.
Tony Colombo here for All Solutions Pest Control, the team Christine and I trust to protect our home. We've used multiple services at multiple homes over the years, and I can tell you from all that experience, All Solutions is second to none. If you have a pest problem of any kind, or more importantly, just want to prevent a problem, All Solutions is the team to call. Learn more and take advantage of their incredible $67 introductory offer right now at allsolutionspestcontrol.com.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
Conservative talk for St. Louis.
It's your patriotic right and duty. The government needs to step up and do its job.
This is News Talk STL.
It's well-balanced conversation.
News, analysis, opinion. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
On News Talk STL.
Well, it was great having two World War II veterans in this studio. You can't get any closer to American history than these last two segments that we had with Kurt and with Tom. Two guys who are just brave. And, you know, like I said, there's no atheists in a foxhole. And I don't know if you caught it. If you're watching on the stream, you might have been able to. Ken, I don't even know if you caught it. But when I brought up the sailor with his arm around that nurse and kissed that nurse in Times Square, his face lit up.
I know
his face lit up. First of all, it was a sailor. So it was one of his brothers, you know. And, you know, VJ Day. Can't beat that. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to our great friend, Ward Clark, the Great Lander on X. Good morning, Ward. Thanks for being with us. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to be back with you guys.
We had two World War II veterans in the studio right before you, Ward. World War II veterans.
Yeah, my dad was a World War II veteran, and there's just so few of those guys left. That's amazing.
It was great. There were two guys who were, you know, they're superheroes. What can we say?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you wrote an article on Red State about CBS being deceptive one more time. Again, I should say, because it won't be one more time. But let's hear exactly what they did, and then we'll talk about it. Is that number 11, Ken? Nope.
Sorry,
wait.
I'm a little disheveled here.
I'm sorry, 13?
Yeah.
13. So Kristi Noem, the help me, Ken. Homeland Security.
Yeah,
Homeland Security.
Was interviewed on CBS, and CBS never learns their lesson, do they? Because they edited her interview as well. And here's some of it.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America.
That was what they ran.
That's what they ran. Yeah.
Here's what they didn't run.
And this was like she took a breath and continued, but they cut this off.
This individual was a known human smuggler, a MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America. And our administration is making sure we're doing all that we can to bring him to justice.
And the Democrats are defending that.
Right. So, Ward, what do you think about the whole editing process CBS just loves to do?
Well, this is nothing new for CBS. This is kind of their modus operandi. They gave you the what but they didn't give you the why. And I'm sure if you ask CBS, the editors of that program, they'd say, well, we always have to edit things for time, which is probably true, but we try and do it in a nonpartisan manner, which is utter horse squeeze. They always do it in a partisan manner, and this is just a brilliant example. And fortunately, Secretary Noem had the entire unedited interview, and it's being blasted all over X and all over Truth Social and everywhere right now.
Right. And because it's not something, like you said, this is nothing new. This is a little different than the Kamala Harris interview, where they just outright tried to make her look like she's got a brain, and she doesn't. But this was just leaving something off, and Ken calls it lying by omission.
Right.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is. And I will give them some grudging credit for taking on the monumental task of making Kamala Harris look like she's got an IQ above the temperature outside here right now in Alaska. And I think it's 48 degrees at the moment.
And that's not an exaggeration either.
What is the temperature today in beautiful Alaska?
48.
That's about her IQ.
Yeah.
Yep. So, does it get worse? I mean, have they hit rock bottom? Because it never was like this. We just talked to two World War II veterans, and everybody was on one side.
100%.
The American side. So, is this going to get worse, or have they hit rock bottom?
I don't think rock has met bottom yet. The World War II guys are absolutely correct. And even after World War II, I read an article a while back about people in California in the 50s claiming that they think they needed a third political party because the Republicans and the Democrats were saying the same things on every issue. And they said, well, there wasn't much to choose from.
Yep.
That's all changed now. And I can remember, I'm old enough to remember the Watergate hearings and the barely concealed glee with which, and it wasn't the legacy media then, it was the only media. Right. And some of these reporters you almost expected them to start chortling on the air over Nixon's troubles.
Yep.
And granted, Nixon had some of those troubles coming.
I get it. But as we've moved, here's my take.
It was the tone.
Yeah. Here's my take on that, Ward. So Woodward and Bernstein, they wrote this book, right? All the President's Men, Watergate. Mm-hmm. And then when Donald Trump became president, they said, Carl Bernstein especially on TV, said that Donald Trump colluding with the Russians is worse than Watergate. Well, guess what? The collusion never happened. So how bad was Watergate? Did they make all that up? Was Nixon really the guy that they said he was?
No. Nixon didn't order the Watergate Hotel break-in. As I've done some reading on it years later, I do remember watching the hearings and everything. I was just a kid, but my father was fairly insistent. He goes, "This is history being made, so watch it. You'll remember it years from now." And he was right, as he usually was. No, Nixon did try to kind of keep a lid on the whole thing. He didn't want a lot of it getting out. He wasn't involved in the break-in. He didn't order it. He didn't condone it, but he also didn't call a press conference and say, these guys did this. I don't care who they work for. I'm having them prosecuted. I won't put up with this kind of thing. And if he'd have done that, he'd be remembered today as one of America's great statesmen.
Right. And we had great relations with China at the time, if I remember right. Right.
Yeah. The old Vulcan proverb, only Nixon could go to China.
Right. So now with getting back to the CBS Kristi Noem interview story, that President Trump is going to sue them, right? Like he did with the, So do they have a leg to stand on? Does Trump win that or not?
Boy, that'd be a question for one of our legal minds. The First Amendment gives the media just a ton of latitude, and this isn't a case, with my limited legal knowledge, and exactly which one of my colleagues to go to for
Susie Moore.
Yeah, absolutely, Susie. Susie is the greatest. Yeah, I admire Susie a lot, actually, but
she's
but
right.
To me, it seems that. They didn't lie about anything Kristi Noem was doing. They didn't defame her. They just kind of they showed the what without showing the why.
They lied by omission.
I hate it. I just
it's it's journalistic malpractice, but I don't think it rises to the level of
I agree with that.
Legally actionable.
Well, Susie puts me in my place if I say something wrong. No, you're not right, Vic. You're wrong. Here's why.
Yeah, you and me both. But that's your job. So
all right, Ward.
In my case, at least.
Thanks for coming on with us. Great story. Keep on writing up there. Keep warm up there. Keep killing those Chechenian rebels. And we'll call on you again soon, okay?
I'll do all of those things, Vic. You guys have a great day.
You too, Ward.
Thank you, Greatlander.
Ward Clark, Greatlander on X is how you find him there.
And at Red State on X as well.
And Ken put the best picture of him ever.
Yeah, I could have changed it because he has another picture, but I like that one.
Yeah.
That one's the one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He looks like he just came from killing a couple of Chechenian rebels in that picture.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? They said, smile, comrade, right? Something like that.
Smile, comrade.
All right, we're having a great show here, Ken. Thanks to you.
A lot of fun, man.
Okay, I forgot to mention, I wanted to mention this at the top of the hour. Tim Jones will be with us tomorrow at 10:05, and we'll get another inside look at Mike Kehoe's special session that he had over the weekend. And here's the thing, Ken. Years ago, when Parson was governor, I was on the air at a different station, and he did something. I don't know what he did. And after I played the audio, I said, wow, our governor's name is Parson?
yeah, that's true.
You never saw him, you never heard
Right.
from him. So at least Mike Kehoe is keeping his name in the headline so we remember who our governor is.
Exactly.
All right, Drew Thomas Allen. We'll talk to him next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number one for live and local conservative talk.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken.
Those two jerks are taking up 100% of my time from now on.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
All right, Chris Cooper. Did you listen to Serenity? What's the name of the radio show?
Serenity Wealth Now.
No. It's Fun with Finance.
It's Fun with Finance, but it's Serenity Wealth Now.
I'll be damned. Maybe one day we'll change that.
Maybe. I doubt it.
Chris Cooper, right. I mean, he knows what he's doing, obviously.
Right.
And I don't. So that's fine. So he has one of the most brilliant financial minds, and you don't really realize it until you're done talking to him, because you speak to him and he starts talking about Seinfeld and starts talking about the Cardinals and starts talking about Vic and Ken. And then somehow
Sure he does.
Oh, come on. You know he does.
Oh, of course.
He loves us.
Of course.
Doesn't he?
No, I think so.
Well, you better. And then you walk away saying, my God, honey, when did we learn that? When did he say that? It's that kind of thing. He's just a good guy. He's a guy, you look at him, Ken, and you know you trust him right away.
Right.
Right? So listen to his show. Apparently it's called Serenity Wealth Now, whatever. Should be Fun with Finance. And he's got a new book called The New Holistic Retirement. You can get it at serenitynowtax.com. Serenitynowtax.com. Serenity Now! Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now! News Talk STL. Always streaming on your smart speaker, our mobile app, or newstalkstl.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Never paint again with Rhino Shield. Listen to what a couple of happy customers have to say.
My family's business is over 10,000 square feet, and it did not have the curb appeal I wanted. Our building was really faded. You came out, you gave me all of these options that would fit my building. I don't want to have to paint my building again. 25 years is a long time to not have to worry about the outside maintenance of your building as far as paint. That's a no-brainer. That's why Rhino Shield worked for me.
What a wonderful job they did. It's beautiful. They were very thoughtful, kind, considerate guys. Appreciate all the work that these two young men did.
Call Rhino Shield, 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Remember those magical moments in Mom's kitchen? The heavenly aroma of fresh baked cookies? At Charlie Stop Bakery in Chesterfield's Forum Shopping Center, our co-op of talented bakers has been perfecting that homemade magic for 4 decades. From the gooeyest cookies in town to custom pies, cobblers, and cakes, everything's made from scratch, just like Mom and Grandma's recipes. Need that perfect corporate gift? We ship our famous cookies nationwide. The Trolley Stop Bakery, 67 Forum Shopping Center, or TrolleyStopBakery.com. Because some traditions are too sweet not to share.
Fox News commentary.
An activist judge halted a plane as it was about to return illegal alien unaccompanied Guatemalan children to their parents in Guatemala. I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
Most investments today feel like second jobs. Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to live. Your investment should help you live it. That's why more Americans are choosing gold. Noble Gold has helped thousands protect their future with real physical gold. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
30 a.m., a federal judge issued an emergency order halting a repatriation flight carrying unaccompanied minors from Guatemala from being returned to their home country and their parents at the request of the Guatemalan government. The judge blocked the flight just before takeoff, citing concerns about child safety and due process. But let's be clear, these children arrived here alone, having been sent across international borders without parents or guardians. Now the judge thinks it's in their best interest to keep them in a foreign country away from their own families. The court is sending a dangerous message that even coordinated legal deportations can be blocked by activist judges. Worse, it encourages more families and traffickers to send children across the border alone, hoping the U.S. won't be able to send them back. Who sets our immigration policy? The people we elect or these unelected judges? I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Producer Joey V here. I hope you have a safe and wonderful Labor Day weekend. Tim, Chris, and I will be back together in studio live with you on Tuesday.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
After I signed the PAC Act into law. The PAC Act.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right. I'm Vic. That's Ken. And he's Drew.
Drew Allen of the Drew Allen Show podcast.
It's people who love this country and respect freedom and want to preserve it for the future. You know, it really shouldn't be political.
Amico mio, come stai?
Ciao, buongiorno, Ciccio. Sono molto contento.
Sorry, I'm a big fake, phony, and fraud. I do not speak Italian. I sound like I do in that, which is what makes me the phony. Drew Allen, how are you, baby?
Hey, I wasn't honest with Ken. You know, this is one of the worst mornings I've had, and I can't even tell you the last time I had a morning this bad.
What's the matter, man?
Man, I got no coffee in the house. No.
Oh my God. Did you ever see?
I mean, it's like, whew.
How could you let that happen?
Oh, I mean, tell me about it. It's like, it's one of the biggest mistakes you can make. I mean,
you sound like you're out of coffee.
I'm desperate here. I'm watching my 8-month-old. So if you hear a baby, that's what's going on. But
I thought it'd be you crying.
Everything's good, but everyone knows, man, that coffee stuff, man.
Have you guys ever
I
seen
make through this interview?
Have you guys ever seen Airplane 2 sequel?
Oh yeah.
When she's talking about, well, one of our engines, the really cute flight attendant.
Yeah.
But we're out. The flight attendant is sick and we have engine out. And he goes, are you telling us everything? No, we're also out of coffee. Oh, plane goes crazy. Because that's the big problem.
That's right. Yep.
All right. So maybe you can help us put this into good words here, Drew. Chicago has a crime problem, but the left will say, oh, but the crime numbers are down in Chicago. So what's the problem? That's like saying you have cancer and you have a broken leg, right? I mean, there's a big difference, but you still want to take care of the broken leg.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, this is one of the things that I can't tolerate with the because they put their own citizens in danger because they refuse to acknowledge reality when it's politically inconvenient. So Obama did this when it came to Islamist terrorism, right? Every time he had a terrorist attack that was carried out like by jihadists in America, he'd go out of his way to pretend like it wasn't a problem. He covered up the Benghazi stuff, a spontaneous video to protect Islam and protect his worldview that wasn't true. And in the process of doing that, Americans get killed. People in Chicago, I really feel for them. That is not a safe city to be in. It's a dangerous place. It's particularly dangerous if you're black, because black on black crime is by gangs and whatnot is, what's contributing to most of that. And you have a mayor who's such a rabid ideologue that he won't acknowledge that the Democrat policies are responsible for these deaths. He'll gaslight and, not fudge numbers, it's just making up. If you have one less, if you got 1,000 murders in a year and you get 999, look, shootings and murders are down.
Right. Yep, absolutely right.
Get out of here. It's really serious because, these are lives and these are people dying, and it could be solved with a policy change.
This city that we're in, St. Louis, every morning on the little update on Channel 5 News after the Today Show takes a little break. Oh, black man killed in North St. Louis. And my wife and I look at each other and go, well, that never happens. But my big phrase is, if Black Lives Matter, then institute policies that save Black lives. It's just that easy.
Yeah. It really is that simple.
And Drew, you brought up a great point, because I love listening. I'm just going to listen to her.
Sorry,
baby. No, it's all right.
It's okay, baby.
Yeah. No, but the whole thing about it's for the greater good, that is a communistic attitude to have, and that's what the Democrats do all the time. They say, well, it can be illegal what we're doing, but it's for a greater good.
Yeah, exactly. The greater good is, code for reducing individual liberty. But it's funny because when it comes to something that isn't, that we can agree on, like that would be for the greater good, right? Like less people being murdered in gang violence in Chicago, that would be for the greater good. And when it comes to actual solving problems towards the greater good, they never touch it. They won't even address it. And you're seeing, but this is the talking point from Democrats in all these dangerous cities. And you've got news from these others out there that, they really get creative with their BS, but it's like all of the big crime stats are coming from blue cities, period. It doesn't matter if it's a red state or a blue state, it's blue cities.
Right.
And they'll try to pretend that, it's a Republican problem. Really, it's an American problem and it's your policy. So why don't you get those under control and fix them? Or otherwise, I guess you're telling us you like black people dying.
Exactly right. And you know what? The stats in Chicago, like you said, if they had 1,000 murders and then this year we have 999, look, crime is down, right? So some of the real stats for 13, I can't get through all of these, I don't have enough time. For 13 consecutive years, Chicago has had the most murders of any U.S. city. For 7 consecutive years, Chicago has had the highest murder rate among U.S. cities with more than 1 million people. Stop fudging the numbers and just tell us what they actually are. And if you don't want the president's help, then go shoot each other till you're all dead. I don't know what you want.
Yeah. Well, it's in the same vein that we're talking about. California, where I live, leads the nation in mass shootings. And I bring that up all the time because Gavin Newsom likes to pretend that, his gun laws are so effective here. But, when it's an inconvenient statistic, he won't mention it. But we lead the nation in mass shootings. So obviously your gun laws aren't working.
Yep. And it just gets worse. And Chicago could be a beautiful town. Hey, you know what? St. Louis could be a beautiful town.
All of these are special cities. Whether you're talking about St. Louis or Chicago, these are iconic American cities. It's not just New York City. All of these cities that sprung up throughout this country as we expanded, manifest destiny, baby. These are important cities, and it's so sad to see them rotting, and they really are.
So, Drew, one of the things we talk about in the show is being on the offensive, and one of the things that we subscribe to is when Democrats say, "Oh, it's the way it's been. It's always been like this." in St. Louis that we've been run by Democrats since 1949. So, it's still the way it is. It's just the way it is. Accept it. No, when you're on the offensive, you say change it. And that's what Donald Trump is trying to do city by city right now. And the Democrats are actually fighting him to stop crime, period.
Yeah. If Trump supports it, they're going to be against it. He could solve cancer, solve whatever it is, and they're going to say cancer is good. We need more cancer.
Right. Answer it up, baby. Come on.
Yeah, but I live 2 hours from San Francisco, and that's another perfect example. I don't go to that city very often. I only go when I have to for a wedding one time and, a couple of reasons, but it's such an amazing, special city. It's very European in its feel. And I think that stands out as one of the greatest failures in this country. Obviously it's in California, Newsom's California, and everyone's familiar with that city. San Francisco, like in New York City, really, represented to the rest of the world, like America. And it's really sad and pathetic. And you're right. It's damning that you point that out. They talk about, we've always had Democrats. Well, yeah, that shows how bad the Democrat Party's become. If you've had Democrats in charge since 1949 and the city's crumbling, something's wrong with the Democrat Party.
Yeah. And in this city, this is always our point of reference. St. Louis hasn't had a Republican mayor since 1949. So why don't you try something new? So maybe something will work instead of doing the same thing time after time, hoping for a different result, which I believe is the definition of insanity.
Yeah, politics is it really just rots people's brains. That for politics, you would continue to vote for basically suicide because you're so invested in, some team you want to be on. I want to be on a winning team. I don't care what it is. I don't care whether it's, athletics, whether it's politics. I want to win. And that's why I'm so excited about this moment. We are on a winning team and we've built this winning team and Trump has championed it. And I don't want that to go anywhere else. I want to keep winning. And that goes for the country and my community and prosperity and my children's future. That's what I care about. And Democrats are devoted to policies that are defeatist, and they act like it's a great thing. It's incredible.
Yep. So we're just bragging on something here, Drew. I hope you don't mind us dragging you into it. At 9:41, right through to about 10:22, we had 2 World War II veterans in the studio. That's World War II veterans, 2 amazing heroes. They were just great. So,
wow.
One is 106 months.
Yeah,
and one is 105 months.
Oh, and he made sure that he was. Well, I'm 105.
I'm younger.
5 months. Yeah, I'm a month younger.
They were great, man.
How special is that?
Yeah, they just talked, man. We just let them go. There's an event coming up. It's the 80th. Go ahead, Vic.
We'll meet again. It's called the World War II Tribute in Song and Story. This Sunday, 4 to 7 at the Arnold VFW Post 2593. I didn't want to say it while they were in here, but 4 to 7 because we got to get these guys home. 7 o'clock is late.
Well, yeah,
to them, in Arnold on Church Road. So it's going to be a great day of honoring veterans, Drew. That the greatest generation fought the big one, World War II. I mean, what do you think about all that?
Oh man, that's so awesome. Like, there's so few of those heroes left. Fewer and fewer, obviously, and one day they'll all be gone. I mean, it's just like, I really do get a little teary-eyed just thinking about those people, those heroes, those Americans, and what they represent, in this country. So much of what they represent has been lost over time. And, thank God we haven't had to, I haven't had to go to war,
me neither.
like they did. But it shaped who they were, and what a special group of people. I can't say enough about that generation.
And when you see these guys and you say thank you for serving, they always say it was my honor. Like you were stupid for saying thank you for serving. You know what I mean? And that's how they look at it. And that's something you did after 1941, December 7th. Everybody enlisted. Everybody, my uncle, my dad, everybody that I knew, not at the time, but later knew, all enlisted in the Army. So, all right.
Well, it was a unifying experience, which we haven't had in a long time. That's the thing. Like, everyone was united by that.
I'm glad you brought that up because while they were here, I meant to say this, Ken, and I forgot. in the movie A League of Their Own, the women's baseball team, they're trying to drum up attendance, so they're doing fun things.
Right.
So they had a cutout of Hitler and a cutout of Mussolini and a cutout of Hirohito, and the girls would throw it, and whoever knocked down the cutout won, because you could do things back then. When we're at war with an enemy, we can't make fun of the enemy, or we're jerks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's the enemy.
It's the enemy.
God almighty.
Hamas. Oh, don't make fun of them.
Don't you dare make fun of them.
How could you make fun
They are the good guys. All right, Drew. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate you very much. Look Drew up, listen to his podcast, and don't forget the book, America's Last Name. How's the new book coming, by the way?
The editors have it. I'm reaching out to some people for some endorsements, and I'm getting ready to go, man. So we're going to pull the trigger on that pretty soon. I'll have updates soon.
Are we in it?
Well, I'll do that in the end.
Yeah.
So when you're on, your big best book and number one on charts tour,
right?
You're going to still be on our show, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Every Tuesday.
Don't become too much
With
of a
my
big shot.
streaming child. Yeah.
That's
right.
okay.
We accept that.
Next time we're going to interview her. See what she says about you.
About Drew.
She's got a lot to say, folks.
about Daddy Drew.
All right, man. Have a great week. We'll chat next Tuesday, and we always appreciate your time and your voice, okay?
Thanks. Talk soon. Bye.
Yeah, see you, brother.
He can't wait to get out. You hear that?
He's busy, man.
All right,
He's
see you.
trying
Bye.
to get that book together.
Kid could be vomiting all over the place.
He's got an 8-month-old in there.
Yeah. Vic for Vets are great. I think it's great, our initiative for veterans, right? Vic for Vets?
Yes.
Tomorrow we'll highlight another Veteran of the Week, Honored Veteran of the Week.
There we go.
That's what we do. On 101.9 and 94.1, News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Whoosh.
Hey, News Talk STL listeners. This is Levi, CEO of Reach Reproductive Health. There was a huge gap left when the biggest pregnancy center in St. Louis had to close their doors right after Amendment 3. But by God's grace and power, Reach has been able to step into that space. We have acquired Thrive centers and are continuing operations in greater St. Louis. I have a request for you. Would you pray and consider getting to know Reach more? We are here to see babies saved and families transformed by the power of Christ. Get to know us on our Reach community website, outreachforlife.org. That's outreachforlife.org.
Would you like to win a full season of mosquito and tick protection? Tim Jones here, the new Mosquito Nix team in St. Louis, celebrating their launch with a bite-free backyard sweepstakes. One lucky family will get their entire yard protected. 10 others will get a free fogging treatment just for entering. Call 636-698-1980 now to enter. 636-698-1980. Keep your yard safe and your summer itch-free. Service area restrictions do apply. Mosquito Nix offers permanent, automatic mosquito and tick protection. It's not just fogging, it's real coverage you don't have to think about. They've already helped over 40,000 families nationwide take back their yards with their automatic mosquito control system. Visit mosquitonix.com to learn more. That's mosquitonix.com, 636-698-1980 to enter the backyard sweepstakes. Keep your yard safe, your summer bite free, 636-698-1980.
Join us for the annual St. Louis County Lincoln Reagan Day Dinner on Saturday, September 27th at the River City Casino Hotel Ballroom. Hear from top Missouri state and federal officials, plus special guest federal IRS agent Joseph Ziegler, who played a key role in the Hunter Biden investigation. Enjoy dinner, networking, and a silent auction. For tickets, call Renee Artman at 314-398-6667 or email reneeartman1530@hotmail.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. President Trump says it is imperative that the Supreme Court reverse a federal court ruling that declared his tariffs illegal.
If that decision would be lost, it would be an economic disaster for the United States. The United States will be the richest country. If we lose that decision, we'll be one of the very poor countries.
President Trump tells the Scott Jennings Show on the Salem Radio Network that the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit did not strike down the tariffs immediately, instead allowing his administration time to appeal to the High Court. President Trump's full interview will air this afternoon on the Scott Jennings Show at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. A judge has ruled the Trump administration violated federal law by deploying National Guard troops in Southern California amid immigration operations and protests. The decision comes as the president has talked about deploying the National Guard to other cities, including Chicago and Baltimore. The numbers are increasing. The Taliban reports a major earthquake in eastern Afghanistan has killed over 1,400 people, injuring more than 3,000. The United Nations warns of a potential rise in casualties. At a news briefing, one UN humanitarian official said the biggest challenge is remote areas affected by Sunday's earthquake.
20 of our emergency assessment teams have been deployed to do assessments, which is critical in these areas. 15 mobile teams have been put out there, and enhance the humanitarian flights from Kabul to Jalalabad, which is the capital of Nangarhar province. Closest air logistics is mobilizing more flights.
The Taliban has appealed for international assistance. On Wall Street, stocks are sharply lower. All three major indexes down more than 1%. More at townhall.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words micro, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 micro. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
This hour of News Talk STL brought to you by Chris Cooper and Serenity Wealth Management. Discover little-known strategies that could be the difference between choosing the care you deserve or having someone else decide it for you. Get a free copy of Chris's book at serenityltc.com.
Hey, it's Vic Porcelli, and my favorite sandwich from Capriati's is the Wagyu beef French dip. So good. It's the au jus that makes it. And the Wagyu beef is pretty good, too. I love Capriati's, and you will, too.
On Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Fall is here, and Daniel's Farm and Greenhouse has everything you need to make your yard shine. From vibrant mums and fall blooms to pumpkins, gourds, and seasonal containers that will make your neighbors jealous. Need trees, shrubs, or vegetables? We've got you covered with 15 greenhouses of full quality plants, mulch, soil, and winter protection supplies. Our family knowledgeable staff is here to help you 7 days a week. Daniel's Farm and Greenhouse, family owned and your outdoor experts. On Juggerman and St. Peters and at danielsfarmandgreenhouse.com.
Hi, Kirk Hilsinger here, and I'm the new chairman of the St. Louis Republican Central Committee. I invite you to our meetings that take place the first Thursday of every month at 3710 Hampton Avenue. You can stay connected with us to learn more about how you can get involved, make your voice heard, and contribute to our shared goals. Together, we can make a difference in the city of St. Louis and the state of Missouri. For more info, visit our new website at stl-gop.com. That's stl-gop.com.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
Yep, it's not Dan Bongino, but cutesy time indeed still over. All right, coming up this hour, chat box, which is on fire. A lot of you guys saying a lot of great things about those vets we had in here about an hour ago, and rightfully so. Those guys are just great. They're heroes, and they're still alive.
And they were amazing.
100 years old.
Yeah, one was younger than the other, though.
By a month.
Yeah, Tom. Tom was a little younger than Kurt.
So funny. All right, let's go. Doctor's in.
The Dr. Randy Tobler update is brought to you by Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles. Learn more about Drs. Omas and Cusimano and their team by visiting advanceddenistrynow.com.
I don't know. We really had that looked at.
Randy Tobler.
You guys are ahead of the curve. You probably took your masks off a couple weeks before the CDC said it was okay.
Now, Dr. Randy Tobler.
What's up, Doc?
Good morning, Dr. Randy Tobler. How are you?
I am well. Are you rested after the Labor Day holiday? I am.
You know what? I am too. Even with no sleep last night because the dogs were making me absolutely crazy. And you know what, guys? I really don't know what to do with Phantom. We have this 16-year-old Newfoundland Standard Poodle mix, right? He's enormous. He's outlived his life expectancy by 4 years. His legs hurt him. He can't see. He can't hear. I mean, he's not suffering.
If he is suffering, I say put him down.
Well, I don't think he is, Ken.
Okay, if he's not, then,
What do you think, Dr. Tobler?
I don't know. It's tough, isn't it, to watch them get old like that, and they're so lovable. And it seems like the more they struggle, the more they cling, right? We have a dog. He's not that old, but he's half blind, if not mostly blind. And he's just the most clingy, cuddly dog ever because, he's got to stay near you or else he'll run into the door.
Yeah.
It's funny the way they smell their way around, though. You know what I mean? Like, I just let him.
Oh, yeah.
They know how to get back to the house from smell.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how they develop those other senses? I mean, when we're at the farm and he, if he hears a coyote barking, then it's like back and forth. They're barking all night because he hears it and I can't hear a darn thing, So
Right.
it's really interesting.
All right, enough of that. This is not the Veterans Hour. It'd be a Veterinarian's Hour.
The Veterinarian's Hour.
So what do you think about, when I saw this at first, I was like, whoa. But we used to call the Defense Department the Department of War, and we're going back to that. What do you think about that?
I think what we're witnessing is we're witnessing a game of stratego between Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and maybe Modi in India. I think this is a matter of who can flex their muscles the strongest, and this is just another muscle flexing. After all, I think Trump's got himself in an interesting quandary, right? Because he promised he was going to get the war in Ukraine solved within a day. I think we all knew it wasn't going to happen in a day, but it's become a bit of a stalemate here. And I think, with the recent little summit over there on top of his Oval Office, witness with the others holding forth, and now Xi has Modi and Putin over, and I think it's becoming who can out antler the other one. Here we are in hunting season. I got bigger antlers than you do. Okay, I'll show your Department of Defense. I'll show you Department of War. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, Xi Jinping, they had that big parade with all of their armaments as well, and it was just, I think that was a response to President Trump having that flyover with Putin.
And the big parade on his birthday, right? So, I mean, I think it's just back and forth. Hey, if that's the way if we fought wars like that every day on the globe, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Be fine by me.
So what's the deal with India? I thought we were buddies. We were
tariffs.
pals. What happened?
Tariffs.
Am I asking you or am I asking him? Why don't you shut up?
I think India is just playing us both to see who was going to give them the better deal.
Yeah.
Who can they extract more business out of or get a bigger market for? I don't blame them. I mean, if you're not one of the superpowers, but you're certainly a a high second tier power, why not play either side against the other? I don't blame them.
Huh. So we, stepped in and stopped that India-Pakistan war, and that's what we get. We get him hanging out with Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
The hell?
I don't know. Leaders have to look out for their number one interest in their country. Loyalty seems to not count in the game of global geopolitics.
And India was caught using Russia for their energy, for their petroleum, and Trump didn't like that, so he raised tariffs on them, and now that's where they're at. So they're saying, well, let's see what we can do with Russia and China, and actually Kim Jong-un is there involved with them as well.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, this is like someone who marries someone who cheated on their spouse, right? I mean, look, if India is angry at us because we raised a tariff, and Xi Jinping sort of, befriends them and rolls out the carpet and winks and shows off his finest china for them and silverware, I think India is smart enough to know that ultimately China is building whatever monument to China they can with their Belt and Road Initiative and everything, and now they're playing India. And so I think at some point these guys realize that too. And I think they also realize that throughout history, when someone has needed a country in the world to help stabilize them, bail them out, help them fight a war, you name it, it's always good old Uncle Sam. And I think at the end of the day, they have to have that in the back of their mind.
So when I was watching some of the video of Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin and Modi from India, I'm looking at them and I'm saying, India, Russia, China, the biggest polluters on the planet, right? The biggest carbon footprint. And where's the media saying anything about it?
Oh, no, they never would.
Of course not. No, because the media just will do anything to denigrate either conservative, Republican, Trump, especially Trump causes, right? Which recognize that fossil fuels are where it's at. When it comes to energy, because energy is where it's at and what it's all about when it comes to economic health, however you parse that. And they're going to put all the blame on Trump, right? Whether it is in concordance with their fall global climate BS or not. Anything they can do to hate Trump, anything.
So you know what I didn't hear on NBC News over the weekend or the Today Show this morning? That gas prices are their lowest since like 2002. Wages are up. They didn't mention that.
No, they didn't. They never do. But Dr. Tobler, the National News Desk. Have you ever heard about this on ABC? I've been promoting it like I have been invested. I'm invested in it. But from 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. It's the National News Desk on ABC on Channel 30 here in St. Louis, and before 7 o'clock in the morning. And they are fair. They say stuff on both sides, but they highlight things like Vic just said.
I like that. Now, the question is, did they call out the fact that this CDC chief of immunizations was wearing the leathers at the pride parades and acting like a fool with his LGBTQ stuff? Oh, by the way, I happen to be the former now CDC immunization chief. You see the crazy behavior that guy's exhibited?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, man, that's frightening.
Yeah, if he supports the LGBTQ community, then he's a hero, no matter what else he's done. Man. All right.
And I don't mind that he wants to do what he wants to do, but clearly some very fringe behavior there. And I mean, for a mainstream organization like that, I mean, I don't know. We just don't need to have that being a part of that culture as far as I'm concerned, whether it's heterosexual or whether it's LGBTQ or not.
That was
it doesn't
my point.
matter.
Right.
That shouldn't enter into it.
Right.
Shouldn't enter it.
All right. So Rudy Giuliani was in a serious car accident over the weekend. It looks like he'll be okay eventually. The president's going to give him a Presidential Medal of Freedom honor. And here's the thing about Rudy Giuliani that nobody, again, the Today Show is never going to say it, and they're right in New York, that Rudy Giuliani cleaned up New York. He cleaned it up. Times Square was, you didn't even want to walk by there, and he cleaned it up, and now it's bad again. And all it is, because he likes Trump, he's terrible. I hope he dies in a car accident.
No, you're right. I mean, he was the one that brought the broken windows policy there, right?
Right.
And he didn't put up with anything. And we're finding that across America, one by one, communities are learning that when there's a police presence and when they will, arrest or cite or however they're going to do it, call out lower levels of criminality, that doesn't escalate. And all that the media is going to talk about is, oh my God, how can you give him a Medal of Honor when he was all about the fake, phony, stealing of the election, which probably wasn't fake or phony, by the way. They're going to go after that and some of the trouble that Rudy got himself into, whether that was deserved or not. They will hammer on that incessantly and not recognize the brilliant job he did with his policing in New York. I mean, he's cleaned it up. You're right.
Another thing, over the weekend on X was that Trump is dead was trending on X. Yeah. And a lot of this, have you ever heard anybody with more people hoping for his death, wishing death on him? I mean, what is wrong with the people on the left?
Yeah, I saw a big long thread about he'd had a stroke because, they'd used an older B-roll picture before he went out for his golfing match and the clothes didn't match with, I don't know. And they keep going on about the bruising on the back of his hands. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's a mistake for them to say it's from him shaking so many hands, frankly. I stretched my imagination to figure out why that is. It may be that he's on aspirin to try to prevent a coronary event. For certain people, after discussion with their doctor, they can decide to do that. I mean, most docs it's recommended to have a very serious discussion about the risks and benefits of aspirin after age 65, 60 or 65, depending on your risk factors and stuff. Look, I would probably fall in that group that should, according to most primary doctors, not be on a baby aspirin. I choose to take one. I mean, that's my choice because I've thought it through and that's what I want to do. Everyone needs to talk that over with their doctors. There are real risks about bleeding in the brain if you're on that compared with having a heart attack. You got to just figure that one out and work on it. But maybe Donald Trump has decided to take an aspirin, and that does promote bleeding and bruising if you're going to have injury to your hand. I don't know. And frankly, I don't know. I haven't seen his mentation affected, and that's what we hire him to do. We don't hire him to be non-bruiser.
What about Coumadin and the other AFib drug? Don't they do the same thing?
Yeah, but we don't have any reason to believe he's got AFib. I don't know.
Okay. So he's just doing it prophylactically so I don't get a heart attack.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay. He's got elevated cholesterol. He's on anti-cholesterol medicines. They were trying to make some big deal about his cholesterol treatment, and I'm like, well, sort of for high cholesterol, the first treatment are sort of your standard statins. And then if those don't work, you add this other one called ezetimibe, or the trade name is Zetia. And, for all I know, that's what's going on with him. This conspiracy culture that has developed on X is a little troubling. It cuts both ways, of course. We have to be careful about it.
But this is so typical about the media today. I mean, during the Biden administration, they never mentioned it. One word. In fact, they promoted how sharp as a tack he was. He's a sprinter, man.
Trouble keeping up with him.
He should join the Olympics. That's crazy. And then now Donald Trump shows a bruise on his hand. We need to explore the 25th Amendment right now.
But not for Joe Biden, obviously, because he was just so chipper and always absolutely on target. I mean,
sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of people who are very functional that have cardiac problems. They may have a pacemaker. They may have a defibrillator. I mean, I don't think that's what was meant by the 25th Amendment. It was for overt, inability to do the job, not the potential to have a health problem that may result in having to have, either temporarily or permanently your duties transferred to the vice president. This is just absurd. It is these people just looking for any avenue, any lane they can to get what is, unfortunately for them, a very successful president out from under the burr in their saddle.
Yep. And today he's going to make an announcement from the Oval Office. That's going to be at noon our time. And actually,
you know what though? I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I didn't realize that we only have like one shipyard in America building ships. I hope that along with the Department of War, and some of the things that happened in the Big Beautiful Bill. I want to see more war materiel making equipment happening here.
Totally agree with you there.
Brilliant.
We need to have that.
Absolutely.
Flex that muscle, baby.
Yes,
Brilliant.
sir.
Brilliant. And the other story is that, and that could happen at any minute. We'll keep our eye on it. But victims of the Epstein Island girls that were there are going to speak out today. And if that happens before noon, we'll take a look, see if you need to hear it, and then we'll play it for you if we need to.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Tobler, how's everything going every morning in Columbia? Fun?
Yeah, doing good. It's just a shame to live in a blue city. And, I just the police are making great strides by doing some broken glass policy, and really trying to break up hotspot areas after Tigers games so they don't have shootings, hurting innocent people, and many have been hurt. And they're just not being supported. I mean, it just seems like as every community grows, we see it in Springfield, we see it in Columbia, you see it, obviously it's already existing in St. Louis and Kansas City. I don't know what it is about the growth of a community that seems to just pigment it more and more blue politically. And eventually you lose law and order and you get more and more programs. And, then you get city blight, and then the suburbs result and the exurbs. And it's a shame because it doesn't have to be that way. But whoever can figure that one out, the sociologists will get a gold star in my book for sure.
That's such a good analysis.
Yeah,
that's so true.
You hit a point, and let's look at history here. You're saying that after the Mizzou games, people are getting mugged or whatever, their cars are getting broken into. That can snowball into what we have in St. Louis now, where it's so dangerous that 13,000 people go to see the Cardinals now.
That not a
and that's
shame?
on a good night.
Like 33 years, it hasn't been like that in 33 years. That is disgusting.
Crime is the reason.
I just as a long-term Cardinal fan, it just breaks my heart. I just never have seen so many empty seats there, and I don't know who's to blame, whether it's the GM, whether it's the ownership, whether it's Ollie, whether it's all of the above. I don't know, but something's got to give.
I don't think it's because they suck, because they've sucked before.
Right.
They've had bad teams before. But always 3 million a year, 3 million people a year.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's not. It's the crime. I don't think it's that they suck.
I think it's a crime too. I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Tobler. Great to talk to you, sir. We'll chat again next week. Okay.
Enjoy it. See you then.
All right.
Take care, doctor.
Right, Ken?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Have the Cardinals sucked some years?
No,
70s were pretty dry around here.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we hear some audio when we get back, Ken? Are you good with that?
I'm good. With that.
What's that?
I'm good with that.
As opposed to
I just said I'm good.
What am I supposed to say? No, Ken, you're great.
No. I was just saying that I didn't want to just say that I'm good.
You know what? I think when we get back, we're gonna fire up the Wayback Machine. You all right with that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. On 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number one for live and local conservative talk.
Whoosh.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
As President Lincoln said, what, do you have a cough due to cold?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion.
It almost seems common sense, but, alas, common sense isn't so common these days.
News Talk STL.
Beat the summer heat with Johnson Heating and Cooling, your trusted local family business. We specialize in residential air conditioning service, furnace and AC replacement, new construction, finished basements, room additions, and energy-efficient geothermal systems. At Johnson Heating and Cooling, our motto is simple. We treat our customers like we want to be treated, with complete transparency and honesty. Call 636-332-4141. That's 636-332-4141.
Hi, Sean Long from STL Fenceworks. A new fence or deck is an investment in your home and your lifestyle. But how do you ensure that you're getting the most out of that investment? At STL Fenceworks, we know the key is satisfaction. Satisfaction means getting a fence or deck that not only meets your needs, but exceeds your expectations. Satisfaction means working with a team that cares about your project as much as you do. Satisfaction means having confidence in the quality of your new fence or deck, knowing that it was built with the best of materials and workmanship. STL Fenceworks, your satisfaction is our passion. And for me, satisfaction is knowing that providing for your family is how I provide for mine. Visit stlfenceworks.com and experience the satisfaction in making your backyard dreams into a reality.
Dr. Randy Tobler here, and I know that when you're looking for a dentist, you have to make sure you choose a dental practice that's compatible with you and the needs of your family. Well, I'd like to tell you about my dentist, Dr. Dan Cusimano, and his partner, Megan Dwyer, and their team at Advanced Dentistry at St. Charles. The great team at Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles can accommodate all of your cosmetic and restorative needs because their passion is general dentistry. Implants, crowns, bridges, even dentures, that what you need the most is what they'll provide in a personalized, focused way. And they can provide therapeutic and cosmetic options like Botox and dermal fillers. Get to know them and all they have to offer by calling 636-978-0226 or visit them on the web at advanceddentistrynow.com. That's Dr. Daniel Cusimano and Dr. Megan Dwyer at Advanced Dentistry of St. Charles.
That's Advanced Dentistry Now, 636-978-0226. Or visit them on the web at advanceddentistrynow.com.
Free speech is alive and well in America right here.
It's about time somebody stood up for true American values.
What this country needs is some backbone.
Finally, a president who wants to make real change.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Vic and Ken. Ken's a cat. He plays saxophone. Vic owns a cat, and he has cat-like reflexes. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
What we won't do, however, is engage in what is a federal effort. That is to say, they have their job, immigration. We have our job, which is to fight violent crime on the streets of our city.
Nope.
And by the way, we're succeeding at that job. But when they bring people in and don't coordinate with us, they're going to cause enormous problems.
Sorry, fail. Oh, your federal job is immigration. We'll handle the dangerous crime. Well, he's doing the immigration, and you're pissed at him for that.
Right.
So don't say it's the federal job. It's the federal government's job to do the immigration, and we'll take care of crime because you're not doing your job. Donald Trump is doing his job. So you're making our argument there, JB.
Exactly right. And he makes this statement, but notice how he sloughs over it so quickly. Listen.
And by the way, we're succeeding at that job. But when they bring people in,
we're succeeding in that job. But anyway.
Yes. That's
No, they're
just what Shift did. We played that last week. We played Shift doing the exact same thing.
Right.
I'm sorry. Hold on. So you played Owner of a Lonely Heart, right? Just a minute ago?
Yeah.
That's from 90125. Is that the name of the album?
Yeah. Yes.
That was yesterday's date.
Oh, wow.
90125.
It is.
90125.
I went to the 9012 live concert.
Me too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Here in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Huh.
No, maybe not. What year was it? No,
It was
Ken,
80s.
it wasn't. It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I
did see it, but it wasn't here. But I did see that.
That was when Chris Schroer came out. I told you he was on that big, this monster of a dude with a big emerald green robe that just glittered. It was amazing.
He is so big and tall, and his hands are like claws.
Well, he's gone now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why, I can't talk about how big his hands were because he's dead?
Well, you said his hands are.
Sorry, Jasmine Crockett. Let me just say, his hands were so big.
How big were they?
I'm going to tell you, because Jessica and I, when I was a program director in New Jersey, I was spoiled and privileged and all that, and whatever. But I got to go to the Radio and Records Convention in California. And this record promoter guy, who I knew and liked, and he liked me, he said, "Hey, I want you to meet somebody. Here's Chris Squire." Now, first of all, my wife's got a thing for Chris Squire, so I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
So I shake his hand, and then he shook my wife's hand, And my wife's hand looked like a Barbie doll hand in his big old mitts,
Yeah.
And you listen to him play. That's why, I guess, right?
Oh, you get lost, man. When I was watching him, I was like mesmerized. It was crazy.
So to answer your question, I saw Yes here way after what you're talking about. And it was the first time that I was at a concert. And if you wanted to, when you're leaving, you could buy a recording of the concert you just saw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like, I don't think digital technology. I think it was like cassette. You had a cassette.
Well, I remember back then they did have the cassette machines that reproduced the cassette side by side.
Yeah.
So but they had to spin it. Like it had to go real time, like linearly.
Yeah. I don't know how they did it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was quick.
You couldn't do it that fast. But you could
You
buy
probably had to wait for it, though.
a copy. Oh, that's what it is, Ken. You order it and then they send it to you. Pay for
Right.
it. Okay, got it. You made all right. Perfect sense. Okay. So we've been off for 3 days. Wayback Machine, does it need to be started up? Does it need any WD-40?
I already took care of all that,
okay.
actually, yeah.
Fire it up. Set it for 2008. All right, here we are in 2008. Barack Obama is the president of the United States at that point, right?
I believe this is when he had become president.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was close to when he was, it was just right then.
So he's on with This Week with George Stephanopoulos, and he said something interesting.
He was trying to get his political legs underneath him, and he kind of messed up a little bit.
Yeah, so let's hear that.
You are absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that has not come my Christian faith. Talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that has not come my Christian faith.
Wow. So the truth comes out. My Muslim faith. Two things he said while he was president. One was 57 states.
Yeah.
We're going to visit all 57 states. That's the Muslim 57 states.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think so.
And then the other thing was that call to prayer. We would hear that every morning, and we would get on our knees and hear that call to prayer.
I've been thinking about this because you had he would never have even changed his thought about it as a Christian versus Muslim had it not been for that reporter, that person.
That's George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, he was interviewing him, and he had to help him say, "Oh no, you mean Christian faith."
And that's what you're talking about, getting his legs.
Yes,
learn how to lie.
Learn how to lie, basically. Yeah, exactly right, Vic. And then I was thinking about this. I thought, I'm a Christian, right? Why in what world would I ever make the mistake of saying, well, in my Muslim
as a Jew,
right? No, think about that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You've spent your whole life as a Christian or a Jew,
right?
And in my Muslim faith, and he didn't even say, I meant he was like really comfortable with it. It was like what he meant.
Mm-hmm.
He
would have let it go.
Snuffleupagus said, "Oh, you mean Christian faith?"
Obama would have let it go and just kept talking.
You would have, yeah. If you listen to, he does not hesitate.
You are absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that has not come my Christian faith.
Who corrects somebody on their faith?
Right?
Who does that?
Well, yeah, because I believe he knew that Barack Obama was a Muslim.
Oh, we all knew it.
Remember back then, though, we didn't know back then what we know now. Back then, we didn't know that when they told you, "Shut up, you don't know what you're saying. Stop talking about that like that, because that's not true." Remember, they would make us think and see certain things that we didn't see.
Yeah,
and we realize now that this is what they've been up to all along. But back then, they would say it. They'd be like, "Oh no, he's a Christian." Oh, okay.
So this whole thing is just backwards.
It is. It's upside down.
So John McCain hasn't mentioned my Muslim background. And not only did John McCain, I don't know how to word this, but it was a debate. And one woman asked a question of John McCain and said, well, he's a Muslim. And John McCain said, no, ma'am, nope, he's a good, decent man. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
So McCain did stick up for him, and he stabs him in the back and says, you never, talks about my Muslim faith. Oh, Christian faith. Oh, well, what the hell?
We've got to consider year by year, in fact, what lens we were looking through back then at the time. Today, we could say, well, yeah, John McCain was absolutely, along with Barack Obama, Clinton's, Bush's, in the uniparty. That uniparty thing, I believe in it.
I do too.
Some people don't. Some people don't think
they're the first person I heard say that, use that phrase.
Some people don't believe in it. I believe there's an establishment party. It's not a party. It's the establishment politicians that they're all in it, and they're all saying, look, you know what, regardless of who wins, as long as we keep this thing going and do the war, do the money grift, whatever it might be, we're all going to win. As long as we're on top, it doesn't matter. And that's what I call the uniparty. And I think that McCain and Obama and all of them were a part of it. And they knew about his being a Muslim. They knew it.
But he chastised that lady. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
He's a decent man and a decent, I don't know what he said, but he wasn't decent. All right, get us back to the president so we can get out of here.
Yeah, I got to come back.
My God.
Oh, I see it jumped a little bit.
Jumped a little bit.
We're okay back. We're on
Way to
track.
bring it into the shop.
Yeah.
Okay, September 18th, Steve Forbes coming to the Scheidegger Center at Lindenwood University, and tickets are still available, right? People can still
It's getting close, though, yeah.
Is it? It's getting close to sold out?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to NewstalkSTL.com and sign up and get free tickets to see Steve Forbes at the H.F. Langenberg Memorial Speaker Series at the Scheidegger Center for the Arts at Lindenwood University. Get them for free, and we're going to have a great time thanks to Hammond Center for Free Enterprise, Young Americans Foundation, and West News Magazine and Mid-Rivers News Magazine. From the album that was yesterday's date, 90125. 90125.
Right.
It's the only time it'll ever happen.
Yeah, ever.
Crazy, right? All right. Oh my God, are we done already?
No.
I mean, one more shot box, that's it. We're done.
Well,
No,
yeah.
no.
We're not done, though.
What are you talking about? Like we got to work like another 8 hours.
Oh, no. No, we got one more segment. That's all we get. And then the award-winning Jamie Ullman show comes up.
Yeah. I'm going to have you taken out back and shot, I think. I think that's my new quest. All right. So that's all coming up on 101.9 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL.
Whoosh.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
I want to be clear.
On Newstalk STL.
On the next Larry Connors USA.
With Larry Connors USA, you get news, analysis, opinion, and education.
Larry Connors USA.
Now, weeknights 6 until 8.
On Newstalk STL.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on Newstalk STL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Report cards are a good way to show how well your kids are doing in class and where they might need improvement. We at the Show Me Institute believe schools should get grades too, so parents can see how their child's school compares to others. That's why we came up with the Missouri School Rankings Project. Click on the website moschoolrankings.org and it's all there. Rankings and letter grades for all the schools in Missouri. The rankings are based on categories such as student performance in English language arts and math, ACT scores, and graduation rates. Then we take the rankings and come up with a grade point average, just like your child has. Each school and district has a grade, and the website is easy to use. And now we've added spending data for every district, so parents, taxpayers, and policymakers can see where the money is going. Don't you want to know how your child's school stacks up? Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Their Provia windows combine old world craftsmanship the professional way, the Provia way, with over 65 years of combined experience, locally owned, offering competitive pricing and personalized service that the big box companies can't match. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hey, this is Jim Florentine. You listen to Vic and Ken on the Vic Porcelli Show on 94.1 and 101.9 News Talk STL.
So if you were here with us at 9:41, we spent the time from 9:41 all the way to 10:25 with two amazing American heroes, 100 years old apiece. Actually, Tom's a little bit younger. Tom's 1 month younger than Kurt was. But Tom was in the Army. Kurt was in the Navy. Who won the Army-Navy game? The most recent Army.
Oh, I don't know. Good question.
See, that's what we were talking about. We could have sat with them for hours.
Vic, I was getting lost in just listening to them. And then there was another guy, Ken Luttrell, apparently. He's a Marine, and he couldn't make it today, but he's going to be at the event.
Okay.
So.
Oh, and the event is, we'll meet again. It's called A World War II Tribute and Song and Story. Now, listen. These guys, bless their hearts, 100 years old, but they're not going to be around forever. Nobody's going to be around forever. So to meet real World War II heroes this Sunday at the Arnold VFW Post 2593 at 2301 Church Road in Arnold, you're going to see real-life heroes who served this country and won the big war, the greatest generation. Right, Ken? This is greatest generation.
Yes, greatest generation.
It's $20. You do have to have a ticket to get in. So go to oh boy, sorry. Call 314-602-5406 and reserve your tickets because they won't just let you in. Just walk in. You got to have a ticket before you get there. So do that. It's only $20. Bring lots more money to spend for a great Gateway World War II Museum Foundation, which is going to be great.
That and the honor flights that the extra money that they're going to use for honor flights as well. So, and I want to mention PFC Vernon E. Wilkie will be there as well. He wasn't here today.
No, it's okay. Yeah, all four of them will be there though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tom Lacey, Kurt Davison, two American heroes here with us. They gave us a lot of time. Okay, here we go. Chat box. We're going to start with Facebook. If you don't mind. Amy says, good morning, Vichead Patriots. Good morning, fam bam.
Good morning, St. Louis.
Good morning, freedom fighters. What the what? What were we talking about that would make Kathleen say, what the what? Right, early in the show. GMFFVH. That means good morning, freedom fighting Vicheads. Feels like a Monday, but it's Tuesday. Love that.
Yeah.
So this guy, Christopher Slater, he answered my question, so I do thank him for that. Where we did the plays, my friend Kevin Jones died.
Oh, yeah.
We did them at the Carousel House at Faust Park.
Park, yeah.
What's wrong with us, Ken?
I know my daughters go. We used to take my daughters there all the
time. And he says, if the World War II veteran is there, why isn't he the priority? I heard it on the X. Can wait. FFS. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
For sakes. Adapt the programming for the guests. Okay, so listen to me. What are you laughing at?
Well, because we already did.
But here's the thing. These guys, soldier, sailor, they followed particular orders, right? They had everything. The military is strategically set up for times. They knew they were going on at 9:41. It wasn't like, yeah, come on anytime. And that's not what they do.
No.
They follow a regiment. 9:41 was when they were coming on.
And rarely what we do is have people on from more than one segment, but we actually pulled time aside and actually moved a guest to have them on longer.
So, Christopher, thank you for the information about Faust Park.
Yep.
Faust Park, and shut up about the veterans. Well, one was good, one was bad. Don't insult us. We know how to do a show.
No, it's okay.
And they know how to follow a regiment. That's I'm talking schedule.
No, I got you.
God.
It's fine.
Kathleen says, woo-ha, sir. Thank you for your service. Cheers to you both. Damn few left. Damn right. Ed, first one.
Head.
Emoji, number one emoji. And 101 said, secondist. secondest. And then Allison was like, you guys are idiots. Good morning, everyone. Hope you
Y'all
had a great
fired.
weekend. And she said, y'all fired. Good morning, Ed Story. Allison 101, what's up? Hi, Vic and Ken. Hiya, Allison. Good morning, Ed Story. Oh, my God. Enough with the pleasantries, will you? Let's get into the rock and roll here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No further action.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President, I feel great, Trump. They had him dead over the weekend.
I think President Trump's having the time of his life. I really do.
I also think that wishing someone dead is probably the worst villainous things you can do.
Well, not only that, Vic, but that's karma working overtime when you do stuff like that. When you say things and then you actually feel that, I've never felt that way about a human being before.
We never said it about Joe Biden.
Never, no, and we would not have. That would have just been so classless. And when people actually believe that, I mean, you got people online, on the social media that are saying death to him. That's not a good thing to do. I don't care in what world you're living in.
8647.
It's
right?
just not a good thing to do.
Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbage, degenerate, freedom fighting, God fearing, Vic head weirdos. Whoosh!
Well, I'll be.
Ask an Illinois voter. I've been disenfranchised for decades because of the gerrymandered districts. It doesn't matter that the vast majority of voters outside Chicago are right-leaning. It's taxation without representation.
It is, and they are, in perfect word, disenfranchised. They are.
Oh, smash that thumbs up, peoples. 101. So would it kill you? Listen, would it kill you to hit the like button, subscribe to our podcast?
Would it kill you?
And get the notification thing going on? Would it kill you?
No. He's a dreamer.
Terrible when loyal Illinois residents want to move. Nick Schroer is a true patriot. Yes, he is.
He's a fighter, man. I mean, I even mentioned it to him this morning when we were talking on the phone before he came on the air with us. I go, where are you getting this energy? He goes, I just have to do it, man. He goes, that's the way I feel right now.
My wife does not love the F word, Vic, because J.D. Vance's mama used to like the F word, and so his wife doesn't like the F word. My wife lives for the F word.
Yeah, some people don't like it.
I love it. I swear to God. I never swore until I moved to St. Louis.
I can see that.
I swore at the doctor who slapped my butt when I was born. I'll tell you, I'm so ugly. When the doctor spanked me, then he spanked my mother. Sorry, should just let that go. I grew up in a home where curse words, at least for teens and up, were regular speak. Words are just words. My kids.
Now I believe that way, Vic, and I know you do too. But me growing up, I'll never forget. In fact, here I can give you a little instance. My sister, the oldest sister out of 8, watched the kids when my parents were gone. And I remember being out in the front yard. She's chasing me to get me in the house. She's 5 years older than me, right? She's chasing me. And I said, damn you. Yeah. She stopped in the middle of the front yard with her arms folded and said, I'm telling Mom. Turned around and walked away. I go, don't tell her. Don't tell her. Yeah. I'll come in. She goes, no, too late.
When Chris was a baby, still in a crib, he learned how to climb out at a very early age, and he climbed out one night, and he just flies open the bedroom door, hands on his hips, and he goes, damn it. What's your problem?
What's your problem, pal?
You must have got manure for your brains.
And that. Go Nadler has been intellectually retired forever. So in case you missed it, Jerry Nadler, is that his name, Jerry Nadler?
Jerry Go Nadler, yeah.
Jerry Gonads is he's not going to run for re-election.
Oh, man.
Cuba says, OMG.
Such a wealth of information for the legislature.
Closeted hood bitch. Who do you think that's about?
Wondering.
You hot ass mess, honey.
Yeah.
She's been to the
we in these hot ass streets, honey.
She's been to the islands, man. On the taxpayer dime, no doubt. Yep. Faust Park, yes. Cubas, thank you so much. It was Faust Park. I have word.
Her going back to Jasmine real quick, man. I mean, you cannot be that different in your whole life. It would be like suddenly I become this thug. I mean,
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is.
Stop.
Yeah.
they is.
These people,
These.
they're crazy.
They're crazy. These people, they're crazy.
It should be
No.
these people, they're crazy.
She jumped, yeah.
But you can't stay in a little ghetto lane.
He is a hot ass mess, honey.
That's right. I have words to describe that filthy creature, but none of them are publicly approvable. Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. We truly appreciate the service. These are all the comments now about our World War II veterans. What an honor that you get to interview these men.
It really is an honor. It was.
I absolutely love it when we get to hear stories from vets.
And I'm going to have all that audio encapsulated in its own little file, and we're going to do something with it.
Great, Ken. We have several vets at our church, and I love when I heard their stories. When you see how many are signing up to be ICE agents, to be new soldiers, etc., you understand those who want to fight for and save our constitutional republic. We have many veterans at the Washington Guard. Many talk about their service. Several will not. My dad never talked about the war, but I never really asked. So, whatever.
That's my thing. You know, I never asked my dad because, I don't know, it may have gone way back when I did ask him one time and he didn't respond to me. And I just thought, well, I'll just leave it alone. I never asked him for that reason, I think.
You know, my dad brought home souvenirs when they liberated the concentration camps. One was a German Luger, and one was an actual Nazi flag that my dad cut down himself and brought home. I don't think he had to talk about it. I think that was plenty.
Yeah, right.
We had just said that. Okay. Ghost Soldiers by Hampton Sides discusses those horrible Japanese troop transport ships in detail. Excellent read about the horrors of Bataan and the Philippine Islands. Ken, I was shocked to hear that the Japanese were worse than the Germans.
Yeah, and Dr. George, I was having trouble with his last name.
Despotis?
Despotis, that's it. When he was talking about it, he was really actually giving them a break by saying it was part of their honor.
Mm-hmm.
It was a part of their makeup, that whole, I don't know, that whole way, their way of their culture, their way of thinking, and I just thought they were just evil.
And those who don't talk about it usually have a very good reason not to. My dad didn't talk about it until he was 80 years old, and only with me. One thing my father did. My father was a complete goofball, funny, you know.
Yeah.
And he and me and my wife were out to dinner. For some reason, that happened a lot. It was me and my wife and my father. And they had a thing on the menu called broccoli Normandy. And my father said, "Oh, get the broccoli Normandy. I invaded it." That was his big joke.
And he said it every time, I bet.
No, just that one time, because it's the only time broccoli Normandy came up as a menu item. But he goes, "Yeah, I invaded it." He was so goofy, my father.
My dad was goofy in certain ways, very dry humor. But he would say this thing to everybody all the time, constantly. Everybody knew it.
Yep.
He'd say, "Does your face hurt?" And then, no matter what you came back with, it's killing me.
Yep.
You know, it was just my dad. You know.
Okay. Ed Stewart, yes, I found out more from my father's DD 214 than from him. Been trying to write his military story for Vic for Vets, but it's been difficult. But I'll get it done. Come on, get it in there. We will talk about your dad.
Can we take this time to actually request that people send their stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, to send it to Ken at NewstalkSTL.com. Name, rank, branch of service, and a story if you can, like they're trying to do there.
Right. It's easy. Just write the branch of military he was in. God bless you, gentlemen. Vic and Ken, out of all the interviews you have done, this is the top one.
Thank you.
At least until you get President Trump on with you. We're working on it. Don't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that. Thanks. After my father passed, I wanted to know when and where he served. Army 1941, 1945. Show where he went to boot camp. It also shows medals he awarded. Yeah, I have a little plaque with my father's medals on it. The price of freedom. Respect to those veterans. These men are exactly why we need to make America great again. Ha ha, those two jerks.
But think about that for a second, Vic. Think about that.
Yeah, what?
You've got people back then, everybody felt, pro-national
always
America, all that. Now it's almost like a pejorative. It's like a bad thing. It's
right. It's crazy.
It's very odd.
Drew isn't watching his 8-month-old. He's watching Joe Biden. LOL. Have coffee delivered. Yes, Drew, get coffee delivered next time, for God's sakes. Vic, question. What about the woman who served during the wars? During the wars. Nurses, factory workers, now soldiers. Can you and Ken research some of them?
Oh, yeah. In fact, at the Wall That Heals, we did. We actually brought up the two nurses that were there.
So we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
He is suffering. Vicky, I don't know. I think that's got to be about Phantom. I don't know if he's suffering. He still eats. He drinks.
Yeah.
He poops. He pees. I'm excited to be in studio Thursday. He's coming in Thursday. And Vet's smoking for Vet's barbecue bash competition in Ellisville. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul.
Paul, thank you. My daughter had a GSD. She let suffer unintentionally, of course, because she didn't want to let go of her. She'll never do that again. I get it, but I'm not sure he's suffering. I just don't know if he's suffering because he just has bad hips. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, and I get that. My cat, he looked like he was dying for 7 years, but he was running around eating. He ate like a horse, but just kept getting skinnier and skinnier. I was fine with it until he started to go to the bathroom in places he shouldn't have and stopped eating. We were done. I wanted to take him up, and I did. I took him up myself, and he was in a better place. I didn't want him to suffer.
Ed Stoit, my mother worked in the St. Louis Army ammunition plant on Goodfellow in 1941. Wow. Bill Clinton was seen boarding a plane with a portable defibrillator. My job in the Air Force was ammo, bombs, and bullets and stuff. I seem to recall seeing ammunition. Though I have no idea if it was a good plane or not. Vic's a cat daddy. I'm a cat daddy, baby. Obama was a Manchurian president. Ooh.
I agree with that.
Hey, thanks for having the record player on at night. Listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Thanks so much. We can't thank you enough. Tom Lacey and Kurt Davison, two amazing hero veterans from World War II, right in the studio. Jamie Ullman's next.
Whoosh.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Never paint again with Rhino Shield. Listen to what a couple of happy customers have to say.
My family's business is over 10,000 square feet, and it did not have the curb appeal I wanted. Our building was really faded. You came out, you gave me all of these options that would fit my building. I don't want to have to paint my building again. 25 years is a long time to not have to worry about the outside maintenance of your building as far as paint. That's a no-brainer. That's why Rhino Shield worked for me.
What a wonderful job they did. It's beautiful. They were very thoughtful, kind, considerate guys. Appreciate all the work that these two young men did.
Call Rhino Shield, 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Newstalk STL, the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise, and the Young America's Foundation welcome Steve Forbes to Lindenwood University for an inspiring evening on how free enterprise and entrepreneurship make America great. Discover how free markets and small business drive innovation, prosperity, and opportunity. Thursday, September 18th at Lindenwood University Scheidegger Center for the Arts. And this in-person event is free. Reserve your tickets now at HammondInstitute.org. Brought to you by Mid-Rivers and West News Magazines.
Tim Jones here. When life changes, which it does, you need someone you can trust, and that's Todd Sivia. The non-stuffy attorneys at Sivia Law specialize in estate planning and elder law with 7 convenient area locations. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL is how you reach them. CiviaLaw.com. The first 10 people that tell them Tim Jones sent me receive a complimentary $300 strategy session. The non-stuffy attorney lawyers, Civia Law, 833-995-WILL.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefontaine, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. A judge has ruled that the Trump administration violated federal law by deploying National Guard troops in Southern California. White House correspondent Greg Cluxton has the report.
Earlier this summer, President Trump sent troops to the Los Angeles area amid immigration operations and protests. California sued, arguing the troops were violating a law that prohibits military enforcement of domestic laws. A federal judge ruled in favor of the state, but did not require the remaining troops to be immediately withdrawn. The decision comes as Donald Trump has talked about deploying the National Guard to other cities, including Chicago and Baltimore. Greg Clugston, Washington.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has arrived in Beijing to attend a military parade with his Chinese and Russian counterparts, an event that could demonstrate potential three-way unity against the United States. China's president has announced plans for a new International Development Bank.
The word comes from the summit where Xi Jinping is joined by Russia's Putin and India's Modi. She is attempting to expand the scope of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO for short. He announced initial plans for a development bank run by the organization, introducing a platform for green and energy industries and pledging $1.4 billion in loans over the next 3 years to organization members. He also opened the way for member states to use China's satellite system as an alternative to the GPS system controlled by the U.S. George Williams reporting.
President Trump's administration will announce U.S. Space Command will be located in Alabama, reversing a Biden-era decision to keep it at its temporary headquarters in Colorado. On Wall Street, the Dow down 440 points. More at townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids, no matter where you are.